Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yo, what's going on, Deep?
What's going on, man?
Are you, what do you believe in?
I believe that there's a creator. Now, when it comes to all the fairy tale books and stuff, I think they're
Mm-hmm.
just guidebooks that help you live a relatively drama-free and peaceful life, one with high integrity and morals. But
Mm-hmm.
outside of that, I'm not convinced that they're indication of like some god of some sort. However, I do understand that there is a creator of everything, basically.
What do you believe in, what do you believe, like, in a creator? When you say, like, a creator, do you mean, like, do you mean, like, a theistic God, like an omnipotent, omniscient, omnibenevolent? Or do you just mean, like, some kind of intelligence had to brought forth, like, the universe?
Yeah, some sort of intent. What form that is, what their desire is, I'm not sure about that, but I know that they do exist because
Yeah.
there's too many overlapping, perfectly balanced and auto balancing systems that exist for there not to be a creator.
Like what? Like what? Like, give me an example of something that convinced you of, like, a creator.
This planet, for example, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if I were to like cut a square out of your flesh and look at it on a microscope, I would see multiple different kinds of cells, each with their own individual organs, organized perfectly, working in synchronicity to help the rest of your body stay whole and perform functions autonomously without you telling it to do so. If I were to do the
What?
same thing within your brain, you got neurons that work in a similar fashion that help your mind create thought, even though they all possess individual tiny microcosm thoughts that help them do whatever the fuck they're trying to do. And then if you
Yep.
expand that to the macro, you see that the black holes, the suns, the death and spawns of both of them create new galaxies and planets and other systems. It's all self-balancing and it's all like damn near infinitely intricate.
So let's. Do you want to talk about the cell thing, or do you want to talk about the cosmos thing? Because those are like two. Those are like two different things that, like, how we can, like, unpack a little.
The reason that I
Let's talk
point those
about.
out is to tell you that these systems are super complex
Mhm.
and they don't just happen by random
I
chance.
I mean, I agree with you that I agree with you that, well, random, we gotta, like, define what random means, because random has, like, multiple definitions in the literature. But I agree with you that these things are, like, extremely complex, like enormously complex. But why do you think complexity indicates design, though? Is, like, what I'm kind of puzzled about.
Because the complexity isn't just random complexity. Like a bunch of different colored confettis just dropped into a bucket complex. It's not complex in that aspect. It's complex in the aspect that it is all synchronized and balanced in multiple layers with other systems that work perfectly with
Yeah,
that
but you seem to
specific
think.
thing.
Yeah, but you seem to think that, like, all randomness is chaotic randomness, though.
Say it again?
I mean, it seems like you're assuming like a bunch of things, including that like all randomness is chaotic randomness.
No, I'm not saying that it's chaotic random. I'm actually saying the opposite. Chaotic randomness would just be like a bunch of different color sprinkles all in a bucket at random. That's not what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing like layers of infinite systems stacked on top of each other in perfect like harmony. And when you disrupt that harmony, it auto balances without your intervening.
Right, but how does any of this? I agree with you. There's like this entire complexity, layers of complexity. It's all like there's like function. There's all that great stuff. But what I'm curious about is like, why does that indicate design? Can you just like walk me through that process? So let's just take something. Let's take something like just like take something like cells or like biological life. You brought up earlier like biological cohesion. Like why do you think we have like perfectly scientific explanation for biological cohesion through like evolution, how there was like natural selection amongst like the other mechanisms, genetic drift, genetic flow, recombination, other mechanisms like sexual drift, sexual selection, all of that, once you pair it with the great thing called mutation, which does involve this notion of randomness. You have an explanation for biological cohesion, for like the thing, the complexity. You cut down, the lizard. You can see like the intricate complexity of the tail of the lizard without like invoking anything akin to design. So my question
Well, isn't
is,
that just because science is not attempting to give an explanation like a teleological explanation for like why anything the way it is, and like a deeper like metaphysical sort of thing that deep is seemingly trying to get at. Science just explains like how things in the natural world work. Science cannot rule out like the sort of thing that Deep is saying.
but like
I'm not even saying that I agree with Deep, but science is not
no,
even
no.
trying
I
to
think I
get
think
to
we
like.
no, but it doesn't matter. Well, science isn't a person for science to be trying anything. I mean, people can offer like natural. People can offer like teleological explanation for life, right? There are people
No,
who have
no,
offered.
methodological natural. No, science is just methodological naturalism. It's not try. It's like a tool that people use. It's not even capable of offering
I
those
don't.
sort of
Well,
explanations. It's like
science is neither. Science is neither a person nor a tool. Right? It's not like a tool I can pick up and do stuff with. Like science is like an enterprise.
yeah,
It's the
a
it's
tool
the
doesn't need
it's
to be
the
something I can pick.
ideology of
A tool doesn't need to
experimentation.
be something I can pick up. Like a tool is something that is used. Like science
Right.
is used. Like science as a methodology
Well,
is used by people.
scientific theories are used. Science is like an enterprise,
No, no, not
right?
scientific theories. A theory is something that you get after doing the scientific
Well,
progress, which is literally just a
mm,
methodology of like deciphering things in the natural world using inductive reasoning, like observation. These are just things that we call. These are just like a. It's like a box of tools that, like in conjunction with one another, we call science. Like that's just what science is. It's not something that's supposed to. Has never been meant to offer these like grand scheme explanations of things. Like in the way that Deep is talking about. It's not going to be able to tell you whether or not like there is like some sort of like divine order. Like it's just going to say, well, the order looks like this. Like that's all science could possibly tell you.
no, I mean you're not tracking now. What I'm saying is there are scientific theories. There are a bunch of scientific methods. There isn't the scientific method, right? There's a bunch of scientific methods. Theories can be used as tools. You can predict things, even though a theory is false. You can still use it. Still has like pragmatic usages, like with Newtonian mechanics, and yet, and yes, you can offer like teleological explanations. People do that in philosophy all the time, like Thomas Nagel. Deep is free to offer.
But that's not science.
Deep is. I don't care about this. Like I don't believe in this. Like I don't think there's such a thing as science and philosophy, and then you can like sharply demarcate them. I think that's like a position of its own. What I'm interested in is like an argument for a designer, whether it's a scientific, whether you want to call it scientific one, philosophical one, theological one, whatever, right? What I'm asking him is the thing that he appealed to say this is the thing that makes me believe in a God. Well, not a God because he's not a theist type of a God, but he believes there's some kind of intelligent design, not necessarily the God of classical theism. But he pointed out to biological cohesion. And what I said is, why don't you think that the account offered in science is not complete for biological cohesion? That's what we were talking about. What is it
Did
that
he
you
say
say is
it
like
wasn't?
missing? Well, we were like having that back and forth before you like jumped in with like your confused babble talk about like science.
No, because your point was incoherent in that pointing to like the science, like like
I,
scientists'
I, I can,
understanding
I'll,
of
I'll
biological
bet you,
systems would in any way Joe say anything against his own point. Because do you realize that
nobody.
you realize like theistic scientists like also agree with you that like biology offers an account of like how the world and like how like biological systems work, right? Like being like a religious person doesn't mean that they don't believe in biology. Like that's why it's an incoherent thing to
I
bring
don't.
up.
Nobody. Well, there's two problems. Like nobody ever made any claims about science, and two, I could bet you like
Ye-
$100 that you wouldn't know how to define the word incoherent. So like I don't know, like I don't know which one you want to discuss. If you know what incoherent means or the
yeah,
science point.
yeah, you bringing up that there's like a common understanding, scientific understanding of like how like these like intricate biological systems work is not something that would not be something that makes sense in the debate that you were having.
Why not?
Like no, I've never heard of a theist other than a creationist that denies like biology. So like why would that be a useful thing to bring up here?
But you're still not explaining how it was. Anything I said is incoherent. Do you wanna? Do you wanna? Yeah, Monkey Boy, just raise your hand and you can come up. Do you wanna do the other thing where I ask you what I said? I don't think you know what incoherent means. Do you wanna try that first, or do you wanna make up things and say that I said them?
You literally said when he was talking about the
Yeah, you're in your
complexity of,
first.
of biological systems, you literally said, "Well,
Yeah,
there's this
welcome, monkey.
other account of biology. Like, why is that not sufficient to you?" Well, it's because it's not sufficient for anyone in the specific debate that you were having. That's what makes it incoherent. It's literally a moot
What?
point.
What do you mean by incoherent?
Yeah, that's the fun part that we're gonna have now is asking him what he thinks
To be
incoherent means.
honest, I think we could ignore this guy and just go back to the
Do you
design
know
argument the other one
to
was
the
making.
design guy? Do you know who this heritage guy is though?
No, but he seems pretty dumb.
No, I agree. I'm kind of like low. How do I say this? Low effort doing this. I just have this in background and I'm like doing some work. So I'm not doing like some strict like debate style type of a thing yet. But yeah, we can go back to the deep. Yo, deep, are you still there? By the way, my friend.
He's saying that complexity is an indicator of. So let me just get this right. Your view, Deep, is that if X is incredibly complex, like you're endorsing a principle, like if X is incredibly complex, then we have reason to think there's some Y that explains X. Is that right?
Yo, deep. I think the other guy might have
My
put
bad,
deep.
I forgot I
Oh,
was
there.
muted.
No, you're good.
That's
You're
an
good.
aspect of it, but it also includes autonomously self-regulating, which would be the auto balance.
No, I'm not talking about any
Harmony.
particular instance of complexity. I'm just asking you if you're accepting the principle. If X is incredibly complex, then we have reason to think some Y explains X.
No,
So you don't accept that.
no,
So then what
because
exactly is the
that
principle you're
falls
with?
into the random bucket. Like if there's a trillion different colors of coins sitting in a bucket, the whole damn thing looks complex.
Sir,
But that
you
doesn't
think...
mean that there's a design to the
Yeah, I forget
internal
it. I
structure of the
had this.
bucket.
Yeah, if some X is incredibly complex, we have reason to think Y explains it and Y is the mind. Or we have reason to think there's some Y that's a designer for X. Is that what you want to say?
No. Why are you cutting
And
off
I'm
all
not really
the
understanding your
extra
point.
stuff that I'm adding on to it? Like you're
Because we're
just
not
saying
talking
like
about the
if it's
particular
hard to
instance. I'm just trying
understand,
to
then it
understand.
must have a God, and that's not what I'm saying at all.
Then you're not. Your point's by no means clear.
Okay, let me try to reiterate. So this system is almost infinitely, if not infinitely, complex. That's one. Two,
Yeah, but I'm just trying to
it
understand
self
what.
balances. That's two.
Okay, so it's
Three,
those two things.
it has multiple systems that interlock in harmony and synchronize. That's four. These things together as a collection give me the understanding that there is a design and this is a system. Now, if
So let
this
me just
is
write this down.
designed and it is a system, it would
Okay,
stand
hold
to
on.
believe that there
Can
is
you
a
just calm down?
creator.
Okay, can you just calm down?
Why do
Is
you
this
think I'm not
1v1?
calm?
What's the first thing? Because I gotta write this out.
The first thing was
What
The
were the four
system
things?
is
Nearly
like
infinitely
infinitely complex, or
complex.
Infinitely complex. What's the next?
It is self-balancing.
Okay.
There are multiple layers that interlock in harmony and synchronize.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. So how do we get to a designer?
because these things indicate a design.
No, that's the claim, right? So how do we establish that they indicate design?
Because this stuff happening all at once does not happen without a designer. Because
Yeah, but that's
if
just
it
question
did,
begging.
then we would have cars spawning out of nowhere, and we've never
I don't
seen that
accept that
before.
either. I'm not understanding what's the argument that's design.
We have never seen anything other than that rule.
What rule?
That all these things in tandem indicate a designer.
Yeah, but that's what I'm asking. That's precisely what I'm asking you to give an argument for. I don't accept that those things indicate a designer.
Why not?
Because I don't see why he does. And that's why I'm asking you, what are those reasons?
Because we haven't seen otherwise, like ever.
What does that mean? We haven't seen otherwise. I mean, I haven't seen reasons to think that its negation isn't otherwise true. Because you haven't provided anything. I don't see why its negation isn't true.
What do you mean its negation isn't true?
That it didn't come about by a designer. I haven't seen otherwise. You haven't provided a reason either way. I would just be indifferent, right? Because you haven't provided any reason. Just saying we haven't seen otherwise, but we haven't seen otherwise the other way. I don't have reasons
Yes, we
either way
have.
to think it's designed or not.
Anytime that we've seen something that's damn near infinitely complex, self-balancing, and the other things that I mentioned all in one, there was always 100% without a doubt a creator to it.
What's the
Yeah, but
argument
I don't
for?
accept that.
Then you don't accept reality because that's the reality we live in.
Yeah, but that's just like stupid rhetoric.
We can
Like,
look at
I could just say
watches
the
and
opposite.
cars and things of that nature. They all have designers.
I have reason to think those have designers, and not for the reasons you listed either. I mean, obviously, I don't think those are infinitely complex and all the other stuff that you said. I mean, I have background information about human psychology and the fact that humans engineered these types of artifacts. I don't have that about like the stuff you want to say has some cosmic designer.
What's going to be the
So
argument
what you're
for?
asking, so what you're asking for is like information on the creator to justify that he created it. So
More
then by
reasons to
that
think there's
logic,
a designer. What?
if you don't have information on a vehicle, you think there's no creator to that vehicle.
Well, I've had no background information about some type of vehicle, then I just wouldn't have reasons to think it's designed. That's just true of
My bad.
everything.
I said that wrong. If you don't have information on the creator of a vehicle, then you don't think the vehicle has a creator.
No, that's not what I said.
That's what you're saying about the creator of the whole universe,
No,
basically.
that's not what I'm saying. No, that's very much not what I'm saying.
All right, break it down for me again.
I just have background information that explains why I'm warranted in thinking that a car has a creator.
Which is
Which
what?
is the histories of humans creating them, continuing to create them. There's job disciplines associated with them. What explains why humans create them is explained by their goals, values, psychology. Right? We know the
That would
causal
be
history of
information
human.
on the creators.
Well, we have information that gives us reasons to think that if I come across a car, that it has a creator. But I don't have any reason to think if there's like a divine creator that they would make a world that like this.
Hold
Is this
on, slow down,
Wonderboy?
slow down. So you just
No, it's just one.
you just told me that you weren't saying a thing, and then when I asked you to elaborate, you explained how you were saying that exact thing.
I'm saying that we have background information that gives us reason to think it's created by humans.
Because of the history of humans creating it, which is what you just said. That
And
would be
other stuff.
information on the creator who is a human.
Yeah, we
And
have
I'm telling
information
you,
to think that gives us reasons to think that they're created by humans. I don't have any reason to think the stuff you're saying is created by like cosmic designers.
so if you hadn't had any history of cars being
Let me ask you
created
this: like,
by
if there was a cosmic designer,
you would
why would it
assume they
create?
don't have a creator.
If there was, calm down. If there was a cosmic designer, why would you think it would create infinitely complex things?
So that they can operate the way that we have terrariums operate, in a
I'm not asking
self-sustaining,
you a question about intention.
automatically
No. You're not.
balancing
Okay,
environment.
no. Why do you
Which is
continue to
why the
go on?
death
No.
of something creates the
Can I
life
get
of
mod?
another thing.
Yeah, just give me mod
Yeah,
real
yeah,
quick, because
sure.
this guy is a little difficult. Yeah, so look, I'm asking you what's the reason I think the proposition, if there was a cosmic designer, it would create infinitely complex things. Why I think that proposition is true.
Why would I think the designer, the creator of the universe created something infinitely complex? I don't know why he does what he did. All I see is what he did. I see what he
No.
made.
Oh my god. If there's a designer, why would you think it would create that? It's not a question about intention. Look, do you understand the difference that if I said
You're
why
asking me why would he create it, and then it's not a question about intention?
yeah, it's not a question about
You're
intention.
not
It's very
asking me
simple.
why he created it, which would be the intent. Like,
No, that's not what I'm asking. No, that's not what I'm asking.
okay,
Look, it's very simple. It's like this. If someone said John stole a cookie from the cookie jar, and I asked why you think John stole a
How do I
cookie from the
mod
cookie
people?
jar, you click them, and then at the top right, there should be the 3 dots, and you can put manage moderation or something. But look, if I had the sentence John stole a cookie from the cookie jar, right, and I asked that person who claimed that, why do you think John stole a cookie out of the cookie jar? There's 2 ways you can interpret this. One way is a question about John's intention. Why did John want to? What explains why John took a cookie from the cookie jar? The other is asking why I think the statement John took a cookie out of the cookie jar is true. One assumes it happened and is asking a question about his intention behind why he did the action. The other one's questioning the fact that that's even a fact. Do you not understand that distinction?
okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. I'm asking you what's the reason I think the proposition is true. I don't accept the proposition. If there was a designer, it would have the interest, disposition, or anything like that to create infinitely complex things. I don't see any reason to think that statement is true. So that's what I'm asking you. What's the argument for that statement? It's not a question about his intention.
Because that's what happened, basically.
The question
You
is,
think that's an argument supporting the claim? The reason why, if there was a God, it would create it that way, because that's how it happened? That doesn't tell me whether anything.
You're asking me why
Look,
he did
the
what
fact
he
could
did.
be.
I'm not able
Well,
to tell you because I'm not him.
No, that's not what I'm asking you, dumbass. I just explained how that's not what I'm asking. I don't know how you're like so hard at like, how is this difficult for you? I don't accept that a God existed. I'm not asking a question about his intention. You're saying the world being in these set of ways, that namely one of them being infinitely complex, is evidence for a designer, because if there was a designer, you would expect it would create a world like that. But I don't have reason to think if there was a designer, it would create an infinitely complex world. So the world being this way doesn't tell me anything. In fact, it could be evidence against if there is a designer who actually doesn't create infinite complexity. If we found ourselves in a world with infinite complexity and cosmic designers do not want that, or do not create that type of thing, that would be evidence against. Right now, I'm indifferent to whether or not I should see complexity of any sort as some evidence against or for God.
Okay,
So I'm asking,
so
what's the argument that infinite complexity,
in that
something
situation,
you would
it's
expect
either
if God
we
existed?
created it, either a spawn of the creation created it that way, or the creator created it that way. It's one of the two.
You,
Because within this universe, it's either created by the divine or created by a co-creator, which is me and you.
Yeah, I don't accept that statement either, but that's just not, you just got to focus up. I don't accept the statement, if a cosmic designer existed, it would want to create infinite complexity. Do you have an argument for that?
Well, if you want me to track the conversation a bit easier, you could speak like a layman instead of trying to debate bro me.
I'm speaking
Phil
like a
bro
layman.
me.
Maybe
I'm speaking like a layman.
You could
I'm
say
just
it
asking you to justify the
You're not
assumption.
speaking like a layman. No, you're
wait,
not.
I am.
Monkey
What the hell is a layman?
Wait, hold on.
All I'm saying is
maybe
justify that if a God existed, it would create an infinitely complex world. Like, what are you talking about? That's not layman. I'm literally just saying, give an argument for the claim you made. This is the claim you made. I'm repeating the claim you made and saying, give an argument. What are you talking about? I'm not speaking like a layman. There's not like any sophisticated vocabulary being used. In fact, this is the thing you're saying. I'm just repeating what you're saying. Give an argument
that
for
you're
it, dumbass.
speaking. You're speaking kind of like Yoda.
Wait,
yeah, just stop crying.
Monkey Boy, just...
And you don't have to do that.
Let's make...
No,
let's
you're
give
then
him
you're being
another...
a disingenuous prick about it.
Yeah, can you just shut up?
We should give you another example. So, like Monkey Boy said, there's like a why question to his intention and why for the fact. And an example of that would be like, if we have cars, right? The reasons to why the car is the case might be the intention of the person. But what Monkey Boy is asking you, like, there is like evidence of cars, of like humans manufacturing cars, without talking about the person intention of like creating the car. That gives us reason to think it's created by a human. And he's asking you to apply the same thing to God.
Say that to me one more time.
So, if we have cars, right? Maybe like if we talk about the intentional reasons, maybe it's the person wanting to create a car or like wanting to make a business. But what Monkey Boy is asking you, why should we think cars are made by humans? And that would be answered in a way, for example, we have seen people create cars without talking specifically about their intention, right? That would be evidence to think humans create cars. He's asking you to provide something like that for God.
Oh, okay. Because everything has a creator.
God has a creator?
Yeah, and there is no exception to that rule.
Yeah,
Who
this is
created
a
the
waste of
creator
time
then?
talking about this.
Wait, God has a creator?
You said there's no exception to the rule and that God has a creator.
Within
I
the
think Deep
creation
affirmed that
that
claim.
the creator has made, there is no exception to the rule. Within this sandbox that we're in called the universe, there is no exception to that rule. Now, what
Yeah,
happens
but
as far as God, like the divine or the creator or whatever his situation is, I'm not able to answer that question. But within this reality, within the sandbox he created all this shit in,
Wait,
everything has a creator,
yeah,
all
but
the
we're
way
you're
back
asking.
to
But
the
you understand, like,
macro of macros, which would be the creator itself.
it sounds like you don't know whether or not the creator has a creator because you said you don't know how to answer that question. You're not able to.
I was pretty sure I just said I didn't.
Right. So it could be the case the creator does have a creator. You just don't know.
Could be.
I created the creator. By the way. That's right.
I guess
That's right.
if you want to just like shits and giggles it, but I'm saying
Does
within this
anybody want to play with
sandbox,
this
like
guy,
let's
or
say,
should we try
Is there anyone else
cast
in the
debate
queue or
again?
something?
I'll argue.
I could try. Oh,
No,
you
there's
go
nobody in
I
the
ahead.
queue.
guess you
But if
don't
you're like
like that
a
answer.
if you're like
Ain't
a top
nobody like your
tier
answer, Deep.
if you're like a top
That's a
tier
great
keys,
thing.
come
I'm
up and
not trying to crowd
debate.
please.
In the meantime, we're gonna keep talking to Deep. I think who wants to talk to Deep? Have a try at Deep. Hatim or was
Sir, you want to go?
who wants to talk to Deep? Yeah, go ahead, Deep. Give your sandbox argument to Hatim.
To me? I thought he was going to talk to
Okay,
Deep.
so as far as I understand, with the collective knowledge and shit, there's the universe, and that's the biggest extrapolation that we have noted, at least, of the perimeter of this sandbox. Now, what made that is probably the creator, but it could easily not be. There could be like something that creates universes and something that creates that thing that creates universes. So
Uh,
what you said when you say the creator may have a creator, yeah, it's completely possible, but that's outside of our realm of knowledge. But what's
there's
in our realm of knowledge is that everything here within this sandbox has a creator.
when you
Because
say
even if
creator,
you say, well, does this rock have a creator?
what Deep?
Yes.
When you say
The fucking
creator,
mountains, the pressure. Does the planet have a creator?
wait,
Yes.
Deep,
Asteroids smashing together.
wait. When you say creator, do you just mean cause?
I guess you could yeah, I guess you could take it that way.
Okay. So everything has a cause. Okay. Now, do you take God to be the creator?
Infinite or
Hold on,
created.
1 second. Hold on. Do you take God to be the creator of the universe that has a mind?
Considering the complexity of things, I would say he probably does have a mind or something that I can't understand.
Well, you can't be a he without having a mind. Like a person.
Bro,
It's true.
You can't be a person without having a mind.
bro.
Right?
Seems right to me.
Do you agree with that, Deep?
So you're gonna use the way I'm casually speaking on him to ascribe
just
a
asking you,
form
I'm
and then
asking
make
you.
me prove that form exists.
I didn't know. I'm
That's what
asking
you're
you if
trying to
you
do?
No, just asking you if you agree with me that God is a person.
If I agree with you, you're telling me to put God into a form, which would be a person, a thing, a fucking cloud, or whatever.
I
And I
know.
can't do that, but I'm speaking on it casually so I
I'm
don't
not
sound
talking
like
that's not what I'm doing.
a
That's not what
weed
I'm
pod
doing.
speaking.
You're precogging me. I'm not doing that. What I'm trying to say, I'm trying to get you to just agree on some fundamental things in order to progress the conversation, such as God has a mind. Do you agree that God has a mind or not?
Then where would the mind be?
Brother, I'm just asking you, you agree with that or not?
God has some form of intelligence.
So he has a mind, right?
Some form of intelligence.
Is that a mind or not?
I'm not sure.
Then you're either agnostic or you're compatible with an atheist. You're not even a theist. You don't even know if God has a mind.
I don't pretend to know things about the creator.
I'm
This
not
is how you
asking
get
you what you know. I'm
religions
asking you what you
when you do
believe.
pretend to know about it.
Deep, I'm asking you what you
You say
believe,
there's
not
some
what you
guy
know.
sitting in the fucking clouds, or
Deep,
maybe he's like
deep. Who are you
omnipresent
talking?
24/7.
Are we having a conversation, or are you having a monologue?
Kind of both.
It's
Well,
like me yapping in the
I'm here to
shower,
have a
bro.
conversation, bro. If you want to have a monologue, then I don't want to talk to you.
Is it really a conversation when you're trying to get me to say something that you want me to say
I'm
Okay.
asking you a very
instead of
simple question.
understanding me?
Deep, I'm asking you a simple question about what you believe. I'm not trying to get you to say anything that I want you to say. I want you to say something that you believe. So I'm asking a very simple
Okay, you know
question.
what? I'll humor you.
Yeah, the
I'll walk
question
down
is,
this obvious road for you.
I'm not talking about what you
Yes, he
know.
has a mind.
Okay, he has a mind, right? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Now the question is, if you think everything, if we accept everything as a cause, and one of the options for the initial cause, right, or the thing that caused everything, is God, something that does have a mind. Another option is the cause for everything, or initial cause that doesn't have a mind. Now, do you have a reason to think why the initial cause is something with a mind, like God, or something with, or over
Because of
something that
design.
doesn't? I'm sorry, over something that doesn't have a mind.
Because of design.
Okay, the design just means that it was by God, right? Now, is it possible that everything you see
Design
is?
indicates mind.
Hold on. Yeah, obviously, that's necessarily true. Now, I'm asking you, is it possible that everything you see is not designed?
Not according to what we know today.
What's the contradiction? Okay, do you think it's logically impossible?
Yes, according to what we know today.
It just sounds like you're saying epistemologically impossible, but I'm not sure if you're saying
I don't know what
it's
that word
logically impossible.
means.
That's not layman enough for him, bro.
Yeah, I know. Look, do you know what makes something logically possible?
Tell me. But actually, before you do
Marcel, you're
that,
confused. I'm granting everything has a cause and that there's everything, and that there's
hold
initial.
tight.
What do you mean by initial
Let me
cause?
say
If
this.
if
Let me
there's a
say this
cause for
before you.
everything, that's
Uh,
confused.
obviously, I'm
Let me say
granting.
this before you go on with your thing, right? So
He's talking about within the
you guys
sandbox of the universe, obviously, Marcel.
you guys are like purporting to be intelligent people, right?
Wait, bro,
But I understand
you're
from
confused. Hey,
engaging with actual intelligent people that intelligent people are so intelligent that they can communicate something complex in a child's language
I
where
am
a
doing that
toddler
right
could
now.
understand it.
I'm doing that right now to you.
So when you guys say, that's not layman's enough for him, it just shows that you don't
Okay, that
have
was me,
the
not him.
capacity. Yeah, I'm talking
I,
about you geeking.
I'm doing that
Geeked
right
up.
now, bro. Relax. You don't have to monologue about something that's not important.
It wasn't about you, Hatem.
Yeah,
It
and
was
it's not
about
important
Sir.
because me and you are talking. We're talking
It
about
was
us right
important to
now.
me.
Let's talk about what me and you are doing. So, do you understand what it takes for something to be possible logically?
Inform me.
Okay. So no, right?
Inform me.
So you don't know? Is that correct?
I probably do know,
Okay, take a
but
stab
I
at it
use
then. Go ahead.
simplistic words. I
Take a
use
stab at it.
simplistic words to describe things. And you seem to be a man of semantics on like
Take a stab
a
at it
high
if you
degree
know.
level.
Quit the
So
meta.
inform me.
Brother, just go ahead and you said you might know. Just take a stab at it.
It makes sense. That's the stab. Now inform me.
Okay. All right, so logically possible just means that it lacks a contradiction. right? And what it means to have a contradiction is that there's a proposition or a statement and its direct negation. For example, a square circle has a contradiction, which means a square circle is impossible. Now, what's the contradiction in a square circle? It is
I
the
have a
case.
question about that.
Why do you want to have a question about that when I'm talking to Deep?
You're right. I'm sorry. I'll stay muted.
Now, the reason the contradiction in a square circle is it is the case that a shape is square. It is not the case that a shape is square. It is the case that a shape has four sides. It's not the case that a shape has four sides. You see how the contradiction is specifically said in a statement and its direct negation? Are you noticing that? Deep?
There are square circles if you don't use Euclidean distance.
Like, what if you view it
Yeah,
at a distance type shit?
Yeah, you need to specify under Euclidean geometry.
If you use the taxicab metric, the circles are square.
Yeah, I was
there's
about
a
to
shape.
ask, like, what if you're viewing it at a
Wait,
distance and you might mistake it type shit?
I'm sorry. There's a shape that has four sides and doesn't have four sides simultaneously?
No, the
Right.
definition of a circle is the collection of points equidistant from a central point.
Well, that's just an equivocation.
No, that's the definition of a circle.
Right. There's no
Okay,
the
so
definition.
it
All right,
depends
no
on
thing.
what distance
You need to calm down, bro. Please.
I'm
There's
a
no-
mathematician. Believe me.
Who gives a
What
fuck?
you said is wrong.
Brother. What I just said, is it true?
Hatim, like what you said is a contradiction under Euclidean geometry. You just need to specify.
Use a
Yeah, but like, do you guys
I've
really?
clarified it by
just use a married
citing the
bachelor.
definition.
That solves all of
Oh,
this
you
issue.
guys
I don't know
crash out
why.
when someone does that shit to you,
Look,
huh?
calm down.
Yeah.
Just he's instead
There's
of
a equivocation
No, but
going
then-
on.
talking about a married bachelor.
No,
Okay,
but
it's
to
the same
defend Hatim, though, do you guys really think that Deep knows Chebyshev's geometry though? Like yes, there is
yeah.
non-Euclidean geometry where you can have square circles, but like I
You
mean
mean
obviously
Lobachevsky?
I don't need to know it. The fact that he
Obviously,
did to y'all what y'all are doing to me is satisfying.
I'm not.
I mean,
he's not doing anything.
The problem is
But
the definition
to
of a
remedy
circle
this
is
situation,
not
you need to just use a
contradictory to being
different
square.
analogy.
There's no the definition of anything.
I'm
Of
just
course there
curious. I'm just curious. Can I ask something real quick?
Because
or is
definitions
it-
are subjective, right?
That's what I'm trying to explain polymath, but he thinks there's one definition for everything for some reason.
Well, the
Wait.
definition of a circle is a collection of points at a equal distance from a central point.
There's no the definition.
Which means that there's a lot of
Hatim,
sides
just
to
don't
this.
die on
ambiguity.
this hill.
Why is it
So there's
Listen,
ambiguity
listen
and
to
thereby
Rancho.
not a
Just use the
contradiction.
bachelor example. God
Yeah,
damn.
look, polymath.
Why?
Yeah,
My
exactly.
example works
This
perfectly
isn't relevant.
fine.
Look, your example is fine, but just to
it's like
sidestep
a side
this
issue.
irrelevant
Like,
tangent.
yeah, it's like a
Yeah, like
Yeah,
no
why
one,
is he
no
told
one
people
interrupting?
to
actually
calm
gives a shit
down,
about
they
if
were
a
You're
circle can
interrupting
be
for no
square.
reason,
Now
bro.
he's
Yeah, let's
crashing out.
go to
You're just derailing
married
for what?
bachelors. Married bachelors. Let's go to like be married bachelors instead of like.
All right, bruh.
Square
Jesus
circle.
Christ, dude.
My point
calm
is there's
down,
a
bro.
lot of
Calm down.
times when people think
Brother,
there's a
you need to
contradiction
calm
when
down.
there
You're
actually
interrupting for
isn't.
no reason. All right, so Deep. We just to satisfy everybody. We just go to married bachelor for whatever reason. So there's a contradiction in married bachelor. What's the contradiction? That a
Because a
man is.
bachelor is defined to be an unmarried man.
Why are you talking over me?
Right. A bachelor is single. A married man is clearly not single.
What's going
I
on?
assume
Okay,
you're
so-
using classical
so-
logic and not some type of deontological logic.
The fuck is deontological logic?
So, for example, paraconsistent logic.
Yeah, we're
yeah, we know what
specifying.
paraconsistent logic
You gotta be
is,
layman,
but
bro.
what is
Under
deontological logic?
paraconsistent logic, that's still a contradiction.
Hey guys, this is gonna be a huge
Paraconsistent
derail.
logic
Yeah.
If
says
we continue
contradictions are not
polymath to
real.
just interject at any second, bro. this is
Partially
gonna be
No,
the biggest
wait,
consistent
just
derail.
Hatim,
Yeah,
just
but
continue
no, but
your
like
point, go
Hatim,
ahead.
now you have your opportunity to take revenge on polymath because you just said deontological logic.
I don't
Deontological.
care, bro. I don't care, bro. I
Well,
just want to have a
deontic-
linear
deontic
conversation.
logic
with
have All right, let's go back. Deep versus Hatim. A logical impossibility is something that's a contradiction. An example of a contradiction is a
Married
squared
bachelor.
circle in Euclidean geometry, or a married
Or a
bachelor.
white black man.
Well, Polymath is gonna come and he's gonna be. Well, technically, there's this really
Well,
rare
I mean,
disease.
have you
This-
seen
they're
like
about to
Albinoism.
They're
The
about
point
to
is-
1v1.
I get the point. I get the point.
The point is, in order for something to be logically impossible, it must possess a something that entails it is something and it's not something at the same like.
So it's got to have a
It's like you're-
contradiction in it.
You're affirming
Right.
and negating the same proposition.
So why the
in
fuck
the
don't
same-
you,
in the
if
same
you this
sentence
smart
as-
guy, why don't you just say shit in a simple way?
I just did.
No, the way that you explained it versus what I just said are two different things. My way, somebody can understand it easily.
Wait, did you not?
For
What was the
for it
last?
to-
Deep. What was the last thing I
Bro.
said? Do you remember?
fucking circles and square, bro. Like
The last thing I just said.
say
like,
it needs to
5
have a
seconds-
contradiction.
I
It's
just
that's
said.
simple.
I just said it is and it's not. It is not in the same light. That's not simple enough for you.
Impossible can exist at the same time with the same situation.
You're just gonna
that's-
ignore what I asked you.
Bro, there's so many different ways.
You're just gonna
Hatim,
ignore what
just
I asked
move
you.
on. Oh my god, Hatim.
Don't
Don't die
ignore
on
what
this
I
hill.
asked you, bro.
God dang.
Let me
let's
ask one question.
Just continue, bro.
Let
Yeah,
me
just-
ask one question.
What's up,
What
Paul?
Ignore what I
logic
asked you,
do
though.
you allow for deriving contradictions?
Huh?
Well, paraconsistent logics would be one.
So which laws of logic do you allow for creating contradictions? Do you just do propositional
what?
logic? Do you do quantifier logic? Do you do modal logic?
Why does this matter for this conversation?
Interesting.
Because it tells what types of things are possible or not.
Oh my god, we're using classical logic just to specify. Hatim,
Okay,
just
so
move on.
so we're not using propositional logic or quantifier logic. We're using Aristotelian logic.
No, propositional
Well,
logic
classical logic
with
usually
classical
means-
laws.
Okay, so
Classical logic doesn't
propositional
mean-
logic, do you allow quantifier logic?
No,
That would be first order logic.
So for every and there exists, yes.
If you want the order, it's zeroth order logic, which is propositional logic using
For somebody who's like
classical.
highly technical, you should know that classical denotes.
Okay,
first,
so no quantifiers,
propositional
which means
first
all
order.
of mathematics is out of there.
Oh my god. Let's not
think
die
that
on
any of
this,
this is
on this
relevant
hill,
to the
guys. This is
conversation.
so unimportant.
We're doing that. Just, I mean, the thing is, like, do we
I
want
like
to talk to
this
Polymath
guy.
or do we want to talk to Deep? Because both conversations are fun, but like, which fun
I
conversation?
think I'm
do you
going
really
somewhere
wanna
with deep, but I keep getting sidetracked for no reason.
have? All right, I'll tell you what. Let's go Deep with Deep, Hatim and Deep. Let's go.
What am I? What's going on with Polymath? He's got to be like on the
Yo.
some spectrum.
All right,
Poly,
go ahead, Deep.
I love you, bruh.
Deep,
Thank
do you understand what an impossibility is now, Deep? Or
I
you get
understood
Hatim's
it
point?
like 5 minutes ago. It's good.
all right, the Hatim.
Just tell
now
me
that-
what you're trying
now
to tell
that
me.
Deep,
I
now
want to.
that Deep understands it, what do you want to say next to him?
Yeah. So what I asked you earlier was, do you think it's logically impossible or logically possible that what you see around you is not designed? Or initially you said, no, it's not.
So are
logically
you
possible.
asking me, is there a contradiction in my logic to my theory about it being a designer?
No, I'm asking you, is there a contradiction in the view there is not a design?
Is there a contradiction in the view that there's not a design?
Yeah, if you don't include a designer, do you get a contradiction?
Yeah. According
What's the
to how
contradiction?
everything has a designer.
That's a
No.
claim. How do you prove that?
Look, in order
Through experimentation, or in other words, the
deep.
scientific method.
Deep. I gotta teach you the other half of contradictions. Okay, so one half of contradictions is identifying or knowing how to say one. The other half of contradictions is knowing how to derive one. Okay, Now, maybe you know how to identify one, but now you need to know how to derive one. Okay? You derive contradictions by the semantical content, by what the words mean in a statement, right? There is a square circle in the statement square and in the statement circle, or there is
The
a married
definition would
bachelor.
be 4
There
sides,
is a,
and
I'm
a circle
sorry,
has way more.
there's a married bachelor in the sentence, in the words married and in the words bachelor contains a contradiction when you analyze what those words means, right?
Right.
Married and unmarried. So that's how you derive the contradiction. Now, in the sentence, in the statement, there is not a designer. How do you derive the contradiction of a statement and its direct negation?
Oh, so saying that there is a designer when you're making a statement that there's not a designer is the contradiction. That's what you're saying,
No,
right?
no. Those are two different views, right? Just like there's no contradiction in saying there is a married person and a separate statement saying there is a bachelor. Those are two separate views. And there's no contradiction in saying there is a married person and there is a bachelor. Similarly, there's no contradiction in saying there is a designer. There's no contradiction saying there is not a designer. Those are two separate views. Now I'm asking you, is there a contradiction? Can you identify the contradiction in saying there is not a designer?
No,
No. Perfect.
it's just a statement.
Which means there's no if there's no contradiction, therefore it's logically what? Deep.
Logically consistent, right?
Possible. I was looking for the word
Thereby
possible.
possible.
Yeah, but it's assuming that you're right. That would be consistent without a contradiction. A contradiction,
Yeah, but this whole
which would mean
conversation, what
it's a
I try to
solid.
teach, this whole conversation, right? The past like 5-10 minutes was me explaining to you what logical possibility meant, right?
Yeah, you do a really shitty job at it, by the way. But
And
I got the
logical
hang of it.
possibility
So
is an incredibly weak hurdle, by the way.
Right. Oh, look, earlier, right? You said it was
okay,
impossible. Now we got you to say that it is possible. That's progress,
Yeah, it is.
right? So deep. Now that we understand there being a designer is possible, there not being a designer is possible as well. What
so why should you
reasons
lean
do
on
you
one
have?
side?
What reasons do you have to think that what you see around you and all that there exists is caused by designer versus caused by non-designer, if we assume that there is a cause?
Right. So you're saying what evidence do I have to make you lean left or right on that fence, basically, right?
What's the unique evidence that doesn't apply to both scenarios?
So then I would call back to what you were saying about the cars, meaning we have
I,
historical evidence of everything having a creator or a
That's not
designer
true. We
in
have historical evidence of everything being made by a human having a creator.
we don't have historical
yeah,
evidence. Look.
yeah.
Deep.
However,
You're
when
not
it
understand.
comes
Hold
to
on.
things that
Deep,
are
you're
not
confusing
created by
yourself.
humans,
Deep.
they get
Hold
made
on.
by
Pause. Remember what you said. What creator meant. What creator just means is cause. That's what you said. Do you want
well,
to
yeah,
change that now,
I was humoring you.
brother? Are you serious?
He actually said that in the beginning, Hitty.
Yeah, but I
I
asked him,
did.
by creator, do you just mean cause? And he said
I
yes.
said sure. I will humor you. We can do
So
that
a
if you
cause
want.
doesn't require a personality or any intentionality.
Yeah.
While a creator usually would be considered to be something that does have intentionality.
Ah, so you be playing tricks, bro. Like, all right, I
What
see now.
tricks? If me asking you questions about what you believe is a trick, then every conversation should
No,
be different.
you do exactly what I said you were doing. You walk me down the path you want me to go, so I say the shit you know how to disagree with.
What?
Oh, you don't understand that. That's crazy.
Why would I have a conversation and asking questions about places I don't want you to go? Doesn't make any
Okay,
sense.
so just to have good faith, to see, like, to test your knowledge, you don't enjoy a good battle, like, intellectually?
Yeah, and a good battle intellectually would
Do you need to fight in your arena every time?
I don't even understand what that
You're
means.
afraid to step out of bounds and like be in the void and see where shit goes?
I don't.
That doesn't
You're
like
talking
intrigue
like
you?
continentally. I don't even understand what you're saying.
So, what's your evidence of
Forget
a
it.
creator outside of humans or organic living things?
Well, this
The
already.
design of the multi-layered balance, self-balancing design of things absent of humans.
When you say
Why does that
design, you
imply a
already
creator?
look. You got it. Maybe
Say
what
it
you
again,
mean by
Polly.
design is complexity. Maybe what you mean by design is structure.
No,
So
he
use
already
those words instead.
defined what design is, Hatim. Design is just going to be something infinitely complex, or at least close to that.
Infinitely complex.
Hold on. Okay,
Plus
let me finish.
self-balancing.
Self-balancing.
Plus
And it
systematically
has a system
interlocking
which is interlocked.
and synchronized layered.
Which
Okay.
is produced by
Synchronistically layered.
positive feedback systems, not requiring any intentionality.
What's your evidence of that?
We do that all the time. So, for example, even something as simple as turbulence in a liquid is complex, it's structured, and it's produced by positive feedback in the system. We can also model it using computers with systems that have positive feedback automatically produce high levels of complexity. So there's a number of different tests of that. Outside of the living systems, for example, humans, maybe other animals that only
Right.
reside on Earth, as far as we know, we have no examples of intentional causality.
All right, that's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. Okay, you put belt to ass with that. I genuinely don't have a rebut to that. I do have a question though.
Sure.
So,
So I think that things
what
in the
realm
universe
do your
have
thoughts
properties and have
exist in?
consistent properties. What's that?
What realm do your thoughts exist in?
Um,
Because outside of the physical nature of this universe, planet, realm, whatever you want to call it, outside of the physical nature of it, there's also like a non-physical or like it spiritual, if you will,
I disagree.
nature
I
to
think
everything.
that I think that minds are produced by physical phenomena.
So you think that we're basically the real version of AI with the same
Well,
logic behind it,
yeah,
compiled experiences.
we're essentially biological AI.
So explain dreams and instincts, and as well as the shit that gives you the spark, if you will.
Well,
The shit we can't replicate outside of tasing something and making everything spasm.
Dreams, for example, are a way that the brain uses to train itself in situations that it has come across and trying to figure out what to do in future situations where it'll come across those again. So we model internally situations that we are afraid of or are concerned about or interested in or excited about, and those become our dreams.
But to be charitable to Deep, I think he's talking about first-person experiences, and with AI, there's no way to make sure there's a first-person experience there.
Well, and that's true in a sense in general. I have no way of knowing that you have a first-person experience because all I have access to is my own.
No, I
but
don't.
That's just simply a fact of the matter that it's happening in my brain.
But you
versus
have
your brain.
reasons to think I have first-person experience, but that doesn't apply to AI. That's what he's asking.
And at this point, I think that AI is not conscious. I don't think it has first-person experiences yet. But I think that eventually, when we get interactive robots powered by AI that have to deal with aspects of their environment and have positive and negative feedback, we would eventually get to the place that they do have internal experience.
Maybe, yeah. But when Deep talked about the spark, I think that's what he meant, like the consciousness.
And that's the point. There is no spark of consciousness. There is no elan vital. There's no spark of life. It is chemistry. It is physics.
That's a heavily debated topic. I don't think
it is,
clear
and
as
I am very much a physicalist when it comes down to that.
Yeah, but
So then, can you replicate it? Because we can replicate the world via terrariums and things of that nature. So how do you
we
replicate
can't
the
mainly
spark of
because
life?
of the specificity required in order to do it. So we do not have the technical capability to, for example, place a trillion neurons in exactly the places in a brain that we need to. We don't have the capability technically to do that as yet. But I don't think that it is beyond the realm of understanding that that is what's going on inside of our skulls.
With regards
So
to
you think like
physicalism,
a quantum locking of neurons is what creates like a spark of life?
No,
that
quantum
we
mechanics
don't
is much
really know.
lower than the neural level.
We don't really know. I mean, physicalists, at least type physicalists, are trying to say it's reducible, right? To
Quantum
physical
mechanics
states.
happens at the atomic level and below.
I'm
Neurons
not
are
talking
so
about
much
quantum
larger than that.
mechanics. I'm talking
What's
about
that?
phenomenal states.
I'm talking about like the principle behind it. You know, like when they say something is in a quantum position, it's like locked there in that split second. Are you saying like we need to do that with neurons in order to create a spark?
Quantum mechanics, again, the idea of a superposition doesn't apply above the atomic level except in incredibly unusual situations. In particular, at the level of neurons, which is the lowest level you're going to get to with anything like consciousness, in which it actually be systems of neurons, quantum mechanics is going to be irrelevant.
Yeah, it is irrelevant, and I don't even think the thesis of physicalism, at least, there are like heavy contentions.
It's certainly better than idealism.
Maybe.
Why do you
I
think
mean,
that?
both idealism and physicalism seem weird on that.
Physicalism and idealism just seem the same, like have more so the same issues.
Yeah, they're both monism of a sort.
Yeah, and they both have construction problems.
My basic position for physicalism is that everything supervenes on the physical. So anything that changes, whether mental or physical, has to have a corresponding physical change.
You don't think that I mean, you don't grant mental causation?
Mental causation causes through the physical realm.
What?
Well, so, if you're saying that for any change in X,
your brain chemistry dictates how your mind is, right?
Yeah.
That's what you're saying.
So any mental change will have a corresponding physical change. Okay, so anything that will change your mental state has to change your physical state.
So what about the opposite? Can a simple thought change the chemistry of your brain?
I would say it is a change of chemistry of your brain. But yes, I mean, you can train yourself over time.
Venus, I think Kaysen asked you to put Jack up.
Yeah, apparently Jack is down there.
I don't
know. Who the hell
is
Venus?
Venus is here. He said he was working.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah,
no, I was asking Venus to let Jack up because you asked in the comments.
Oh, I did. Yeah, I just wanted to talk to Jack. I've seen this guy around in the community before. I've never talked to him before. I wanted to introduce myself. Oh, hello, Jack.
Hey.
Hey, do you believe in God?
Does Kim Kardashian count?
Yeah, I guess, I suppose.
Then yes.
I had some questions I wanted to ask you. I actually even wrote them down, but I don't want to get up and look for them right now.
You wrote them down on paper, is what you're saying.
I did, yeah.
That is really surprising. Why would you use paper?
What's the issue with that?
Well, if you have it in digital format, then you can add to the notes even when you're away from your paper.
Yeah. It's kind of like reading physical copies of things. I just like utilizing those more. Like if I were to read books on PDF, I could like have them everywhere on me because I always have my phone on me, but I prefer reading physical copies, and then I also prefer writing things on paper for some reason.
I also don't like the screen size of a phone. I like things at the size of a tablet, say. And if I don't have my tablet with me, I don't write notes that way. I can always take a pen and scribble a note on a piece of paper. I'm kind of old school on that.
But you wouldn't want to pay $150 for
Bro, I know exactly what you're going to say.
Joshua Sijuwati book, would you?
That's never gonna end. That's gonna be a thing now.
Yo, I'm back. I'm gonna give you Payson and Jack mod. I'm sorry, I was just doing something in the background.
Jack, are you familiar with the nomological harmony argument for theism?
I mean, I haven't read the paper.
Okay. Have you talked to anyone who's tried to run it on you or anything?
You know what's funny?
I guess
is that Jack says I haven't read the paper, but like the things that have come out the last 10 years, Jack hasn't read any of those papers.
pretty much.
Like anything new in philosophy of real, Jack hasn't touched.
Occasionally read them. I read like a Nevin Klemenhaga paper on Molinism. I read Perry Hendricks' paper in response to the Pandora's Box objection. I read Stephen Law's paper on the Pandora's Box objection, or one of them. So yeah, every once in a while I read one.
You should read Nevin Klemenhaga's paper on the intrinsic probability of grand explanatory theories.
I'm taking off. Thanks for having me up.
Yeah, it's fun. You know, it's funny, Jack. Those are like 7-page papers, and the homological harmony ones are like 60 pages.
There's 60
pages? I'm gonna actually do the same thing. I wanted to say, Polly, I appreciate you, bruh. You're pretty dope. Murris Salt, same with you.
I was pretty dope.
Thank you for hosting me. Fuck that guy, Hatim and Sir. They were dicks. Everybody else have a great day. I appreciate your guys' time, and I enjoyed myself.
I think. How do you think Perry Hendricks writes so much, Jack? It's kind of like insane. Like I just like pops up papers every month.
Well, nobody writes as much as Sijuwati. But then...
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
That's like saying nobody writes as much as ChatGPT.
You know, Perry Hendricks used to have like a guide on how to write a lot of papers.
Did he?
Yeah. And he's really hated by a lot of people on Twitter, especially like the pro-trans people, the pro-abortion people. They all like hate him.
Well, he seems like he's kind of a troll. Nevin Klemenhaga is gonna debate Oppie.
Really? On what?
I think it's about whether there can be a best possible world or something like that.
Did you see his debate with Michael Huemer?
No.
Wait, who's debate with Huemer?
Nevin Klemenhaga.
Debate on again?
I'm pretty sure it's on whether or not God exists.
Yeah, how did that go?
I only watched about half of it, but like, if I remember correctly, like a lot of Humer's arguments were based on an infinite God being impossible, or just basically making no sense. And then he like ran the problem of evil and stuff like that. I don't remember what Klemenhaga said in his opening.
Yo, by the way, Jack, do you remember Joseph from Clubhouse?
Joseph the Stalinist.
He was friends with like Adam Koptic. He was like a Christian. You know, he used to hang out with like those people that he became like an atheist recently after reading Albert Camus' Stranger.
Really?
Yeah.
Bro, after reading that,
The Stranger? No.
Yeah.
The Stranger.
that of all things, really?
I mean, I would say Merceau is pretty compelling, psychologically.
You know, there's a new film of The Stranger that just is about to get released.
Are you gonna watch it?
I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah,
Did you ever read the novel, Jack?
I did read that.
You know, I've been
You know,
looking
is
into
it-
this. Oh, go.
Is the movie gonna be on? Is it gonna be like a Netflix direct, or is it gonna be like a cinema movie?
It's going to be released in cinemas, but it should be available on streaming after that.
Apparently, there is The Stranger. Oh no, but that's some other bullshit. Let's see, The Stranger based on the novel. But I'm pretty sure there is like some French movie in the 70s
Yeah,
based
there's
on
that too. I've seen
Wait.
that a few times, but this, this is new.
Wait, on The Stranger? Like the 90s?
There's a
movie?
film from 1970 of The Stranger, an Italian. Well, it's by it was in Italian actually.
I need to check it out.
Is the movie gonna be in French or in English?
I think it's in French.
Oh,
I see it now. It apparently already came out.
Europe,
It's
yeah, but in the U.S. it hasn't come out yet.
It's by,
It says here in April 2026.
Yeah.
This produced by Francois Ozone.
Yeah, he's a very talented.
Francois.
Francois.
Fuck's sake.
Francois.
Wait, Venus, do you speak
I don't know
French?
any
I
of these
can't
actors.
remember. Huh?
I kind of like these movies where I don't know any of the actors and they're like all talented foreign actors.
Yeah.
So it's. Do you know any of these actors like Benjamin Voisin,
No.
Rebecca? I feel like it's probably on the internet if you want to watch it.
Yeah, but I'll wait.
Isn't there like there must be something in New York for like foreign movie lovers. They get them early.
He screened it early, but I couldn't go that night.
Oh, I see.
Wait, since we're talking about movies, is it worth it to watch? It was V for Vendetta, I think. Somebody recommended me.
I never watched that one, but I heard good things. Probably any movie from that era is good.
True.
Well, Cluster, do you want to watch the Stranger in the French one?
You want me to come to Norway to watch the movie? No, you want to go to France?
No, but I'm trying to see where you can stream it. Let's see. Strange.
Well, if I find a link, I can like find a way to stream it for everybody, like make a streaming thing. Yeah.
Do you speak French, Cluster?
I've done 8 years of French. I don't know anything about it. Like I don't know how to speak French.
But can you watch a movie in French and understand it?
Oh no. Especially like a philosophical movie, like yeah. Not even a chance. I
Not
can
even.
understand when somebody like speaks slowly. I can like understand him, or like get clues of what he's saying, but like speak it now.
Not gonna lie, French is just a lame language to learn. It's just so annoying.
Well, and write it is even difficult. It's like it's the worst to write in French.
I agree. Wait,
Things like letters makes no fucking sense by the sound of it.
You know, Jack speaks Esperanto.
Esperanto?
What?
I said Jack knows Esperanto.
What's Esperanto?
How do you guys not know Esperanto?
Isn't
It's
that
like
like a?
it's an artificial language.
Is Esperanto like the language they made, combining other languages?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be the easiest to speak language.
It is very easy.
Did you like travel around and like stay with people for free?
Yeah,
Because you could
I
speak.
did, yeah. But I wish I could have gone to Poland and Bulgaria because they had like a zillion people there that
Who spoke it?
yeah, who you could stay with. Like you could spend a whole year just going from one town to another and staying. You wouldn't have to pay for hotels for like a whole year.
I think like most speakers for it are in Brazil.
Oh, is that so? I think the demographics have changed because of the internet.
Oh, there's probably a lot of people in China who speak it.
That was popular in China, but I don't know if you can really stay at people's houses in China.
Is that like illegal?
Well, I don't know. It used to be more controlled. I don't know if it's still controlled.
Like danger. You mean like for your when you feel like safe doing it though in
I
China?
feel safe. It's just that I don't. You might need to get like permission and stuff. I don't know.
What if it's like you just like have like the second to command of the Chinese Communist Party is like an Esperanto enthusiast. You just get to stay with him.
I think Stalin supported it.
That's.
By,
But he didn't speak.
by the way, what do you guys think is like the most attractive language?
That's a good question. Has to be either French or Arabic.
Probably English.
I would say Italian. Something like that.
Or Italian, yeah.
My family is Italian.
W.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, by the way, Jack, have you seen how Kaysen looks like?
He's a super twink.
He could like he could be part of that AUC frat leaders
Bro.
mocking gang.
There's no way. Yeah, I'm going to spray mock all of them. I'm planning on going out there soon.
Danny thinks Kaysen is the cutest boy on TikTok.
Yeah, I've heard this from a lot of people. I don't believe it because whenever I'm on live or Danny's up there or something, he doesn't, I don't know. I don't feel like he likes me that much.
But how is Kaysen a twink though?
He
Like,
likes
Kaysen is like muscular.
Well, he's very lean.
some reason, when I'm thinking twink, I'm thinking like femboy for some reason. Maybe that's not.
Well, he might be a
Like twink.
twunk by now.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been looking into this. You know, you really interested me with claiming that Ethan Hughes was a LARPer. I've been looking into this as much as I can. I can't convince myself. I looked at his Substack and I was like, okay, so I mean, what could I look at to maybe get an idea of who this guy really is? And so I went on his Substack and I looked at his likes, because usually when you like repost something on Substack or make a post or something, I mean, that's what gets sent out to all of your followers. But when you like someone, you can kind of keep that hidden. But I don't know. I went and looked at his likes and it's all like Christian, at least as of recently, it was like Christian quotes and like stuff relating to like Catholicism versus Orthodoxy. And he was liking the posts. He just, I don't know. He just doesn't act in accordance with someone who seems like
He's very, very devoted to the idea. Like, look, this guy got invited to like debate Dustin Crummett, who's like a Christian philosopher who's very prominent now because of the
psychophysical harmony.
Psychophysical harmony argument, right? He got to like debate him on these. What is it? The Fatima miracle? One of those miracles, these Marian miracles or whatever.
Yeah, I watched
that. And like that's the reward, right? That's what he wants, is the troll, that he actually like trolled a famous philosopher into debating him on this ridiculous topic, right? That's the kind of reward that he's after. Like doing that is what it's all about. And so if that's the way that you get your kicks, right, you're going to behave in a very unusual way.
Well, do you think that Matthew Adelstein knows that he's trolling, or do you think that he's not in on the joke?
It's a little difficult to say because
Adelstein, I think, is just stupid, but Ethan, I think, is trolling.
The thing is, though, is that Matthew is known Ethan for a really long time, when Ethan was much more open about engaging in LARPing, right? Because Ethan used to just pretend to be a Christian like all the time, and then say, oh yeah, I was just pretending, right? But in recent years, he's like made it into a full-time occupation. So I don't know whether he's tried to fool Matthew or whether Matthew is a LARPer himself and they're just like doing this together. Or
it seems harder for me to believe that he's LARPing than it does for me to believe that he was like LARPing for some time and then became a Christian in the middle of all of it.
I mean, Venus, do you think there's any question about whether Ethan is a LARPer?
No, but I have a screenshot that's going to convince Kaysen, but I'm just trying to put it on my screen. So if you give me...
Yeah. He convinced Andrew, in the midst of all of this, he convinced Andrew to have 25% credence that when he died and went to heaven, he would be transformed into a woman with a spiritual vagina and have sex with
Andrew Wilson?
No, Andrew Roberts.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you know him, but so this, which I think is one of the greatest trolls of all time. I mean, I think it's unparalleled in its quality. That troll, it's just pure genius. But I mean, that's the reward, right? If you get a dummy like Andrew to actually be close to accepting the idea that he's going to be transformed into a woman and have sex with Jesus, and that all Christians will, right? It's just, I mean, it's just, that's what's behind all of this.
How do I make my camera wide? I have the screenshot up, but
like when you choose the layout, it's like the triangle button. It allows you to click on your profile, and there's like a square button.
Guys, can you see the screenshot? Or do I have
You'd
to
have,
make
you'd
it
have,
big? So
you'd have to make you'd have to make it bigger.
okay, so what do I click on to make it bigger? There's all these symbols.
Uh,
There's two humans. There's a square. There's a
Yeah, the square. Click on the square, and then you'd have like the screens which are.
co-host, draw and guest, poll and gift vote. For sharing.
Another way is like click on the share button, and then there's like a settings button below the repost, if I remember, and there you can go
Is there
to.
like a different option for like iPhone than Android ones? Because I feel like you guys have like completely different setup than I do. 1 second, there must be some easy way to make my, because for example I can make other people expand theirs screen, like I can easily
You
make
can send me
expand.
the screenshot on Discord, maybe.
You just
But
made
what?
Merceau the.
Oh,
Now I'm yeah. So Kason, like read
Yeah, now you
the
can see it.
screenshot and tell me if you think this guy isn't trolling. Just read the first one.
yeah, I've seen this.
He thinks there's independent evidence for the idea.
Look, I know
that
it
the-
sounds stupid, but maybe he's just
What I understand
maybe.
is that Ethan is not stupid. You know, he's not stupid.
Okay, well, maybe then he just thinks that there's actually independent evidence of hell. I don't know.
The point is, Ethan couldn't believe in such dumb things. He's not stupid enough to believe in such dumb things that he defends, right?
Yeah, that's where I think me and you start kind of separating, because I think that just because someone's really, really smart, it's very, I mean, it's not totally off the table that they'd still believe very stupid things. I mean, like I take Matthew Adelstein to be someone who's extremely smart, and I think that he believes a lot of stupid things. Some things are so stupid that it's hard for me to believe that he actually believes them. But
Leftist blonde join the stage. We're talking about people news.
What if?
No, but like the point is,
What if?
Casey, this is, I don't know how to explain, but like a sophisticated Catholic would not talk in this way. I think the Quran and
like Robert
Norman are
Coons.
sent by demons.
Yeah, Robert Coons and Alexander Proust.
yeah, the goat. Those are the goats.
But they're not going to say stuff like this.
Yeah, I agree with that. That I agree with. Yeah. Hang on. The Book of Mormon is
Ryan
69,000, and it was dictated in 60 working days in 1829.
Stuart Oderberg. None of those people are going to say stuff like this, right?
I guess.
Just look at what he said. Wait, Jack, did you see the sick?
It's ludicrous. Like, this is the whole troll. Like, this is what he's getting entertainment out of. Saying stuff like this, right? And for people to take him seriously. Like fucking Dustin Crummett. I didn't watch the thing, but he must have had a straight face the whole time, right? Like, just like, well, this guy is really serious, right?
I actually didn't. I mean, I just turned it on and then put headphones on. I didn't watch their actual faces in the debate, so I'm not sure about that.
And the point is, he didn't know he was dealing with a LARPer, right?
Yeah.
Presumably. If he thought that Ethan was a LARPer, he wouldn't have agreed to the discussion, right? So he got totally taken in.
If it's a troll, I think that would be the greatest troll.
Saying he wants to be the greatest troll.
It's just funny to me that it's possibly the case that there's an atheist running around giving a better case for these supposed miracle situations better than these other people.
Fun of it for him. He likes the idea of giving the best possible case for the craziest views that he can.
Well, I mean, it's not surprising he's going to give a better case because he sort of has like no parameters. And so he's going to argue and write in a way that's like easiest to win the debates.
Oh yeah, you're saying like he's not really constrained to say any specific thing.
Like, for example, you can try and, well, I don't know if Jack thinks he's smart, but like Tyler McNabb has a paper on Fatima. Right. but he like concedes all kind of things to like a naturalist, and that like impacts greatly like his argument. But like Newton has like no kind of like parameters. He can just argue in any way. Like he's just gonna put the argument in such a way that it just
That's
makes his
interesting.
interlocutor look the worst. And
Yeah, I mean, if it's really the case, I mean, I'm not saying this as if I'm not more convinced now, but like if it's really the case that he's LARPing, my credence that Matthew Adelstein is LARPing as well has gone up.
wait, but have you seen the screenshot I just put up before?
Yeah, I saw it a few days ago. I
Okay.
didn't read through it to the extent that I just did now.
I'm
But
less
yeah,
confident about Adelstein, though. I don't know what he's. I'm not really sure if he's LARPing or not. Like,
he doesn't.
to assess.
Yeah,
Wait, you think Matthew might be a LARPing?
Yeah, because he and Ethan used to like be buddies, and this was sort of Ethan's shtick to like pretend to be a Christian and defend all these views.
Is this the same Ethan? I feel like we're not talking about the same Ethan.
Ethan Muse.
Ethan
Ethan
Muse. He's a graduate student at Rutgers in philosophy.
I can put up.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm not thinking about the same Ethan. I thought, Kason, you probably know who this is. I thought they were talking about Ethan. What's his name? Well, I thought he was short, but I don't know. But with the dark brown hair, he kind of looks a little Mexicanish.
I think I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, the one in the abortion spaces. I thought that's who they were talking about. I was like, what does this guy have to do with this?
I don't know any of those people.
So him being friends with someone who LARPs as a Christian is?
Well, no, are you asking me like why I think that like it may be more likely that Matthew Edelstein's LARPing if Ethan's LARPing?
Oh, only if Ethan's LARPing, or just you think Matthew on his own could be LARPing too?
Well, so I mean, there's a lot of things I think, and I'm trying to find a way to maybe I can cohere a little better. Like I think that Matthew Edelstein's really smart, but I also think that he says a lot of stuff that I think is a little crazy, and I'm like always questioning how he thinks this or like how he's reasoned himself to this. And then it would make a little sense if he was joking about that stuff, but if he's also friends and has been helping keeping secret that Ethan Muse is just like trolling all of these people and trolling all these philosophers and having debates with them whenever he doesn't really think any of the things that he's defending. I don't know. It just seems to lead to. It just makes my seeming that Matthew Edelstein may do something like that and go up like. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
I don't.
It would just be weird for Ethan to be trying to fool his own buddy that he's known.
Yeah, that's another thing. Yeah.
So, I mean, it could be that Matthew is sincere and Ethan is LARPing, and Matthew knows that Ethan is LARPing, but is going along with the LARP. But Matthew says such crazy stuff like that, there are like the number of people that there are is some kind of uncountable infinity.
At Beth too.
Yeah, so like that seems very similar to the kind of thing that Ethan does when Ethan argues that you're gonna have a spiritual vagina when you go to heaven and have sex with Jesus, so
yeah, and
I mean that's true, but
Matthew Edelstein became a theist very quickly, and when he did, he had this argument that he had made on his own for theism, the anthropic argument. It doesn't seem crazy to say that, like, as an atheist, he probably thought of this argument, thought that it was really clever, thought that it was like really hard to respond to, and he just started LARPing as a theist and running in on a lot of atheists. Like,
No, but like there is a difference though. Like the thing that Adelstein says is crazy, but you find the same crazy stuff from like people like Bruce and people like Rasmussen who says similar crazy stuff. But with like Eaton, he'll be talking about like how many words that are in the Book of Mormon, and that's like somehow connected to like demon.
Well,
like demonic.
Sorry,
well,
what
yeah.
is this about?
If this guy isn't like serious, this Ethan person, if he's not serious, and I don't know, I just don't know the appeal in I don't know the appeal in like acting seriously if you're LARPing. Like if you're gonna LARP, you might as well make it fun. Adelstein doesn't seem like he's having fun doing that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not in a mean
mean,
way,
he
but
wrote-
That
like
would be evidence. I think you're right that is some evidence against the idea.
wait, what do you mean he's not having fun?
Ethan is clearly like you can tell that Ethan is like having so much fun when he's saying this
Yeah.
outrageous when he's arguing for outrageous positions. But
Wait, really?
Adelstein, yeah. But Adelstein seems, or Adelstein, however you say his name, I think he's it's a little bit less clear that that's what's happening when he's having these discussions, right?
yeah.
Or he might be autistic or something. But
Well, that's
I
just
have,
true,
like,
but
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think it's hard to believe.
I have like way less data on the Adelstein kid than Eaton because I know Eaton way better than I know the other kid. But that other kid strikes me as like very weird and awkward, and
also
I don't know,
did
he never seems like he's having fun.
is it true that Adelstein suddenly became a theist? I mean, I remember when he put out the anthropic argument paper thing. But I thought that he had been a theist before, or is that not true?
I think he must have been
Well,
a short period.
He was an
It's weird.
atheist for a long time, and he
Was
claimed
it Darwin's deity or something?
Darwin's deity.
are you talking about his old name? I forgot. I know what it was.
Bulldog or something?
No, that's his. He used to go by something else. Oh, Omni. It was like Omni, I think.
Yeah,
No, but he had a name before Omni. Oh, didn't he? Maybe it was like Omni. Never mind. It was Darwin's deity. No, Darwin's deity is a guy from from Google Hangouts. Sorry, my bad.
Darwin's deity that was one of Darth Dawkins' names.
Yeah, no, you're right. But he did have a name similar to that. Let me see if I can remember what it was. It's Deity Defeater. Deity Defeater was his nickname.
Yes, that's right, deity defeater. Right, so he was an atheist for a long time.
Deity Defeater was his
He used
name.
to argue against theists.
Didn't Canadian Catholic bring him along like back in like early?
That sounds right.
Yeah, and then no, it's okay, Sin on Eaton. Where do you lean? Are you still skeptical after like the screenshot? Because I can understand if you saw like the Fatima
Oh, what the
paper,
heck?
you'd be like, no way, this guy is trolling.
Every time, no one else has told me that this is happening to them, but every time I get off of live, like if you're talking and I go on like a different tab or something and I come back, it mutes to live for like 10 seconds and I can't hear anyone. And I have to like just wait. It's really weird. Did you ask me a question? I thought I heard my name.
Yeah, I said, where do you lean on Eaton now?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a lot more likely that he's trolling.
Yeah.
Especially if, I mean, all these people that are telling me this have known him for a lot longer than I have too, and know the people that he's friends with and stuff, so.
I don't think Anne appreciates how deep the guy trolls.
I don't know
Like
this
how
man, so yeah,
much-
I guess I really can't.
Yeah, he's hardcore into the LARPing, like, and we're talking about like years-long LARPs, you know, and like enormous amount of effort put into it.
Yeah, all I can really say is about the Adelstein thing. Like, Adelstein's papers don't seem like LARPs. It doesn't seem like he's having like particularly amounts of fun, great amounts of fun writing those. They're not like goofy or silly like you would think. And he could just be that autistic with the LARP. But I mean, I don't know. What's the fun in that?
I think what you're saying is reasonable. I assumed he was LARPing when I first heard he was a theist and saw these like ridiculous arguments he was running. I kind of like assumed he was just LARPing because I thought this is just the same thing that Ethan does, you know. But of course, he gained a lot of notoriety and exposure, and that kind of thing. So I thought, yeah, this is just like a grand Ethan style LARP, but I'm less confident that that's true now.
This is pretty off topic, but I want to throw this out there just in hopes it ends up happening, because every single time I ask you to talk about something, we never end up talking about it. But I want to talk to you, Jack, about stalking horse. The stalking horse objection.
What about it?
Well, just my issues with it. I don't think it works.
You don't think it works?
No.
Why not?
Well, I thought I talked to you about this before. I don't want to talk about it right now. We can talk about it on live, just not right now.
Okay.
Because I can't really.
But Venus probably agrees that stalking horse objections work.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I obviously like
So
assume that.
what Casey is gonna talk about is more like the C inductive Bayesian stuff. Because Jack, you don't think that they work on the C inductive arguments?
Well, it just seems like can't you construct Bayesian style arguments that generate the same expectations that are stalking horses?
Maybe, but are those like the kind of? I don't know. I think you can probably.
That's more or less what Detroyer is kind of like saying, right? Like you just build in to your priors whatever it is that you're trying, whatever it is that you need in order to get the confirmation from your whatever you're supposed to update on.
Oh yeah, I also think that Detroyer's argument may not work against nomological harmony.
This is a good time to tag Detroyer. Yeah.
We can all get in a call and talk about it. The only reason I don't want to talk about it right now is because I'm hungover.
It's fine.
Oh, I don't want to talk about
Excuses.
Yeah.
You like got to the mood or?
What did you drink exactly?
You say something?
What did you drink?
Oh, we just went to this fancy restaurant and I drank wine and a margarita.
That's it? And you got hungover from that?
Yeah.
You should know how much I used to drink
That's
in the
evidence
day.
that he is a twink.
I just don't drink. That's not what I enjoy. I enjoy smoking a lot more. So anytime I drink, even if it's just like a little bit, I get.
That's so disgusting, bro.
You know, Venus, the reason why Kaysen is a Christian is because of drugs.
What?
Like weed.
Had like these like religious experiences while on drugs.
That is not true. That's not true.
Why he's a Christian.
I've never had a religious experience while on drugs.
You've taken like hallucinogens, right? And you've had like flashbacks and things.
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I used to do. Yeah, I've taken shrooms. I don't take shrooms anymore. I don't like that. It's not something I'd probably want to do again. I've done it like.
I remember reading.
Now that you found God, why take shrooms?
It's just, I don't know. I don't. It's probably
Are
what
you
I
a
enjoy.
creative? Are you a cradle Catholic, or did you convert?
Theism is just shrooms for people who don't want to take shrooms.
Did you ask me if I was a cradle Catholic?
Yeah,
No, I'm.
you're a Catholic.
Yeah, I'll be confirmed into the church on Easter. So I'm just
Oh, I
not.
see.
And once you're confirmed, you can start burning people at the stake.
Right, that's what I'm looking forward to the most.
Wait, so like you'd finish your what is it? Is it like 3 years, or maybe there isn't like a period?
It's like 6 months.
Oh, so you only have to be like a catechumen for like 3 months?
Yeah, like, well, I'm pretty sure you could actually, like, there's not like a specific day you have to start on. You know, you ask where class is, and you start attending class, and depending on how long you end up staying into class or being in class until around Easter time, they'll determine whether or not you need more time before you get confirmed. And so, I mean, I've been there for about 6 months, and they're fine with me. They're not gonna not let me pass through. I just want to make sure that everyone's learned enough about the church and they were able to decide.
Sounds like getting a driver's license or something.
It's a civics test.
They'd rather people like sit through the classes and like learn about the church and realize that they don't want to be in the church before actually just like joining. And then,
Do you think that oral sex is permissible?
well, I know that's
Oh, I
not
remember we discussed that before.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll tell you my view on this, Jack. So a lot of the things that the Catholic Church, the kind of like doctrines that they have, where it leads to stuff like that. Now, those are things that I merely accept. I don't believe those things.
Understand this distinction, Venus?
No, what does it mean to accept but not believe?
Well, do you understand this distinction, Jack? Why did you ask him that?
Because I thought it would be funny for Venus to respond to you.
Oh, is it like a me? Or is it like some kind of like doxastic view you have? I don't know.
Well, I mean, it's two different types of doxastic attitudes. They're distinct.
What is that distinction?
Well, I mean,
like, I accept that it's raining outside, but I don't believe it.
Yeah. Well, it's.
Wait,
I mean, you can
actually?
accept. It's like
Are you
let's
trolling?
say no, like let's say someone came up to you and they were like, "I'll give you $1,000 if you believe that I'll give you $1,000." And then, I mean, just in virtue of that situation, you're not going to be able to believe that he'll give you $1,000. What you might do though is you'll accept the fact that he'll give you $1,000. Like,
Isn't that just to believe that he's gonna give you $1,000?
No, because for me, whenever you believe something, you're taking something to be true. When you're accepting something, you're more so just like, how I kind of understand it is you're acting as if something's true, maybe on the basis of like some practical reason or something, but you don't have any like.
So you're just acting about this whole Catholicism thing. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not.
Wait, but like
that doesn't fall.
No, because there are like all these philosophers who have these strange doxastic notions like entitlement versus belief. Is that the kind of thing you have like another class besides belief?
Yeah, it's another class besides belief. The only way or how I even like learned about this attitude is through me like looking into doxastic voluntarism and the involuntarism stuff, because when a lot of doxastic voluntarists try to get arguments for their positions, they conclude that they give their reasons as to why you can choose your beliefs, but a lot of the counter arguments or a lot of the criticisms that they receive is the fact that they're kind of conflating belief with their attitude of acceptance. These people aren't actually choosing their own beliefs; they're just choosing to accept certain propositions. And then when I learned about that, I thought that was pretty interesting.
Can you accept that the moon is made out of cheese?
I mean, you could. Presumably, whether or not you can accept some proposition it's not really like parasitic on the evidence you have.
I just still don't understand the notion of acceptance. Like, what does that mean?
I don't really know how to describe it other than just like you're kind of, acting in accordance with some proposition or acting as if that proposition is true. It may be influencing how you behave, but like maybe for practical reasons, like that brings it out in real life.
Are you saying it's more thin than beliefs? Is that the idea?
Yeah.
And it's practical. It's like essentially practical.
Well, it seems like what you described as like kind of an influence in behavior, not an influence in thought.
I don't know if that follows. It's kind of like, I mean, I'm trying to. This is my first time trying to explain how I see this. So, like, let's say, let's say like philosophers actually converged upon certain ideas more than they already do. And let's say you're like really into philosophy. Most of the stuff you read, ends up being true. And so over time, you've kind of gotten this like pile of evidence built up that shows that philosophers are probably reliable, but it doesn't seem like that alone would make it the case where if philosophers all just converged upon some new idea or agreed upon some proposition, you're not going to just be able to believe it once you hear that, like in a snap. It doesn't seem like that alone is going to draw you towards thinking that the proposition is true. You're probably still going to have to actually look at the reasons as to how these things are true, but you would be led to probably accept the proposition in virtue of the fact that you can trust these people. They usually agree upon things. You're usually able to assess the reasons that they have for believing these things, and you yourself find them plausible. That's how I kind of view this.
I'm still not understanding. I don't know if that's just me.
I don't know. Maybe I'm
Maybe it just means that, like, I think I get what Casey is saying. So when you accept something as true, you're saying something. I'm not convinced it's true, but I'm gonna act and live my life as if it's true. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
No, I mean that's
Yeah, see, but that's just the change in action, like the in action. That's not change in belief or change in something related to belief.
Believe
I think it would be better.
To believe that oral sex was a sin, but to act as though it weren't. It seems like you chose the wrong side of the two
That's
options.
like that's what I was thinking. I mean, if you're gonna accept it, you might as well believe it at that point because you're not gonna be getting it.
I would rather believe that it was a sin and act as though it isn't than
that's
believe
what I was thinking.
Than believe that it is.
I can't really choose whether or not I want to, believe in that. That's not really. I mean.
Yeah, but that's what I was thinking as well. What do you mean you're just gonna accept it? Because you have to buy like the whole. It's like a package deal. You can't like cherry pick the Catholic stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very curious about that, about Catholicism. I don't know much about Catholicism. I grew up very like fundamentalist. So this whole idea of like you have to believe like these set of things or else you're not really Catholic. I don't understand that at all. Like I feel like no other mainstream like Christian religion is like that.
Like what?
Like like that package deal type thing where it's like you have to believe these very specific rules and things. I don't. That doesn't like.
Maybe Eastern Orthodoxy is like that as well, but
yeah, I think I was talking to someone about something like abortion or something, and they were talking about in the context of Catholicism. Somebody who was like very, very left-wing prior, and converted, and all of a sudden all of their beliefs like changed, and I was like, okay, this is really weird. Like, what's going on? And like they had just become a Catholic, so all of these things that they had thought were like fine before and even advocated for people, like just changed. So I don't get this. I feel like I need sense made out of it.
yeah, it's like a package. They have like dogmas and stuff. So it's like a package deal. Like you have to believe in divine simplicity, that oral sex is no good. What are some other channels in the package deal, Jack?
He's got to believe that heretics should be burned at the stake. Right?
Is that a dogma? Oh, I remember another one. And you have to believe that the cookie and the cookie is actually like Jesus's actual flesh, like body.
Oh, you're talking about communion?
Yeah. You can't do the metaphor. Like you have to actually believe that's his body.
That's so fucking weird. I'm so anti-religion.
But it's very strange, right? It has none of the properties of Jesus's flesh
Well,
and
that's the
blood,
accidental
right? It
properties.
doesn't. It doesn't have any of the properties, but
It has
in
the substance.
substance,
So,
it is.
yeah.
It is the flesh and blood of Jesus.
See, I'm so anti-religion. You people are crazy.
But
But
so
like
do
some
we?
stuff are like
Don't you
some
prefer,
channels
Jason?
are optional. Like the shroud, you can choose to believe or not believe in the shroud, but other things are like part of the package
That's
too.
insane.
Yeah. So do we have any reason to believe that whenever it was originally claimed that you must believe these things in order to be considered a Catholic, that they weren't equivocating on belief right there?
I mean, like they meant acceptance.
Oh,
Maybe
I
they
don't
were.
even. I'm not even necessarily committing myself to saying that they're saying the same exact thing that I said when I outlined the acceptance attitude. I'm just saying, like, are we sure that they're using it in a strict contemporary sense of belief that we have today?
Well, it's
There's no word
interesting
dogma.
if you're a Thomist, all statements about God are equivocations.
Yeah, okay. It's always something with Jack, bro.
Wait, aren't they analogical though? Isn't it if it's? Oh, you're saying analogy is a form of equivocation.
Yeah, because the analogies don't bottom out in some common property, right? So
How is
yeah.
that?
I
How
think
is that not just like
this is the first objection I ever heard you like run towards when I first met you.
Oh, yeah, but Anne, don't you prefer Kaysen to be like have crazy views? Then like, isn't he a lot more entertaining this way?
Yeah.
No, it actually makes me quite sad. And I don't mean this in like a patronizing way. I find the whole thing to be a little tragic.
But Kaysen
Danny the
seems like he's like
homosexual
doing
is
okay. He doesn't seem like he's.
Why did we bring up the Danny
It
was
doesn't seem like
homosexual?
he's miserable, giving up on oral sex and like burning people at the stake.
No, but Danny the homosexual used to have like crazy views.
Danny the homosexual?
Danny,
Yeah,
Danny.
Danny.
He's talking about Danny Philtalk.
No, I know.
Danny was, he was a William Lane Craig kind of parrot, and he was a Ben Shapiro kind of worshiper.
Yeah.
That's interesting. We all have our libertarian conservative-esque phase.
Danny
was
like the
really,
opposite.
really entertaining in those days when he like
Danny was
wanted
the
to have
opposite
sex with
of
boys
Kaysen,
and he
though.
couldn't because he was a Christian.
What?
It was really fun to talk to him.
Didn't he debate like a Catholic twink recently? What's that guy named? The brown.
That's a good way to describe him. A Catholic twink is true because he's acted as like a homosexual in movies. So
what's his name?
Michael Knowles.
You know what?
Oh, Michael Knowles.
Michael Knowles.
Michael Knowles, a Catholic twink.
He is. He's acted, I think, more than
He's
once.
acted as the gay guy, right? In the
Yeah.
Yeah, he's had a.
Didn't he have
what he
more
would
than?
describe
He
as
may
a
have had more
troubling
than one role.
past.
I'm not actually sure. Like as a gay guy, I think it's only one though.
I was watching him talk to that Jewish guy. What's his name? Adam something.
Friedland?
The other day.
Yo, Jewish guy mentioned. Let's go.
Yeah, what's going on, Kara? Friedland. Yeah,
Wait,
I was
Leftist
watching-
Blondie, is your Michael Knowles thing uploaded yet?
So no, I actually am very confused as to why not. They've uploaded several episodes since mine, and except for mine, I don't understand.
Dang.
I didn't say anything particularly crazy.
No, you just did so well that they can't upload it.
Where's Logic?
I'll get him on. WhatsApp him.
He.
Wait, Anne,
They're
was
gonna
it like a
upload it.
1v1?
No, I think they're planning to upload it to OnlyFans.
Oh yeah. My bad.
Well, is it like a paid thing for the Daily Wire stuff on some instance?
It could be Daily Wire
Yes,
Plus,
it
yeah.
was. From what I understand, it was uploaded February 28th, and then after that, I haven't seen it because they put out a promo video saying, "Hey, we're dropping this tomorrow on the 27th."
He's taking a week.
Yeah, it's
weird.
interesting. It just disappeared. I literally haven't seen it, but it was supposed to be on the Daily Wire. Then they Their team told me they'd upload it to YouTube like a week after, and I haven't seen it anyway.
Yeah.
Wait, did you? Was it like you versus him 1v1, or is it like a panel?
Have you seen his bar fight stuff?
It's usually him
No.
moderating, but being very biased, isn't it? Or is that?
No, it's
not-
like a
no.
2v1 with
Oh,
him
okay.
versus like two liberals or lefties
Oh.
or whatever. And in a bar, so 99% of the time was like audience questions, which was very annoying. It was an hour for 3 people to have 3 different topics. So we ran probably like 5 to 10 minutes per topic at most.
Was it like just politics, or did you do like theism?
It was politics. I would have liked to do veganism, but I don't think that kind of topic would have fared well with that audience.
But you have done the NTT on him.
Right.
So you've debated him, and you debated the other guy. What's that guy's name? The guy whose wife has like 3 fathers. What was that?
Andrew Wilson.
Andrew Wilson.
I get to understand. Like I only know of these people from like Twitter feeds. So like I just know like the meme about them. I don't know.
And Charlie Kirk, if you
you also
count him.
debated the pyramid scheme guy on Jubilee, right? I forgot his name.
Oh yeah, PBD. I forget he exists.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Well, I don't actually know if that's true, but I think I've heard that. So.
Is that the Iranian guy?
Yeah.
Wait, you debated the Iranian guy?
I don't know. Where is he from, actually?
I didn't know
think
he had
he's
any
from
views.
Iran.
He just he's from Iran. He's from Iran.
Yeah.
He dropped a video that was like really long. That was like, I'm gonna explain what's gonna happen with this. Where it was like,
I bet he has the
super
best
dramatic.
input. Yeah.
Wait, so Adam,
Wow, that's subject.
what do you disagree with Kaysen about? That the Pope has authority? Is that it?
I actually, I'll be honest. I have pretty low interest in debating anything about religion. Partially because I don't know much about it, and partially because it's kind of like you have a bunch of crazy people walking around saying crazy things, and we have to pretend like these people are normal, and that their views are like sensible. And it's not like that. There's a difference between that and like debating conservatives. Debating conservatives, we all know they're crazy. Like debating Christians or theists, there's some people who don't know that they're crazy and take them seriously, and that's
As they should.
okay, buddy.
So you're saying it's crazy to believe in the real presence, the Trinity, and the hypostatic union? Really?
Something like that, yeah. It's like being in a psych ward, except for like you have to treat some of the patients like they're telling the truth.
Do you think? Wait, Andy, are you one of those people who think that people who believe in religion are just like
And
crazy?
debates, big fan.
Prophet Divinity, big fan.
Yo, Divinity.
Liam is a twink also.
This is true.
Wait, Divinity is he's the other crazy guy, right? But he's like the objectivist one.
That's right. Yeah, he and Kaysen could they could like form a little debating club.
So it's
Liam,
like
do we need
smart,
to end their career right now?
smart twink.
Like I was
but
out of my
also
depth before, but now it's just like I don't even know what I'm doing here.
Liam, I think we should end their career right now.
Who? What?
Brace yourself.
Coming.
Wait, so Anne, who's the next like big meme you're gonna do?
Ayn Rand said to William F. Buckley, "You're too smart to be an atheist."
Didn't she also like accept welfare checks or something?
Yeah, of course she
Sounds
did.
right.
And she was like promiscuous, you know.
No, she wasn't.
Yeah, but she was like her ethics like allows that. Like that's not.
No, she's
Rand-
anti-promiscuity.
Yeah.
Oh, she was.
Yeah. She
Yeah.
just didn't have to live up
Not
to
really
it.
promiscuous. She was just having an affair with one guy, right?
Does she
I mean,
believe
I
that
think that's
follows from, like, the
promiscuous.
law? Does she believe that follows from like the law of
Law of identity? Yeah,
But
she
you know,
did.
Liam probably really does believe that you could derive capitalism from the law of identity.
Guys,
so you
I
should
did not
ask him
think
to explain that to Venus.
You know, sometimes Rand says stuff, and it's kind of like interpreting Genesis. Like it's not, it's not literal.
Yeah, Cason's familiar with that.
It's like an illogical predication.
How like if you sometimes you have to read the text and you can't interpret them literally. It's like more so the spirit of the text.
Yeah, right, Cason?
What
Right,
I like
Cason?
the
What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
wait, but like, is that what's like the authoritative text by him? Because everybody knows like the Atlas one is very popular, but that's like a novel. Presumably,
Yeah, so
that's the way
Novel
the
you get
nonfiction.
speeches, though, that can.
So
And then the Fountainhead is another popular one. I remember.
yeah, in the objectivist literature, there's like those two, and then there's the fiction like Anthem, and then her nonfiction stuff is I mean, she has ITOE, which is Introduction to Objectivist Epistemology. She has Virtue of Selfishness, which is her book with Nathaniel Brandon on ethics and kind of branching a little bit into politics. She has Capitalism, the Unknown Ideal, which is a bunch of political, ethical essays, and then the Romantic Manifesto, which is her view on aesthetics. There's like a couple other ones, but those are like kind of the primary ones.
Is it like just like Aristotle all the way, and then this crazy love identity stuff? Or did she have
Is it
like some
what?
other? Is it like mostly just like Aristotle, or did she have like other people she like?
She liked, yeah. She likes. I mean, she liked some of the things that Thomas Aquinas did. But she,
Now I can
I
see-
mean, Aristotle was her go.
Now you and Cason have common ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of the discussion of metaphysics and stuff, like, so in Atlas Shrugged, there's this part at the end called Galt speech. Like the main character for like 79 pages gives this like soliloquy from like first principles all the way down to like aesthetics, and that kind of talks about the objectivist metaphysics. And then after Rand died, the like foremost objectivist scholar Peikoff, who is her intellectual heir, wrote Objectivism, the philosophy of Ayn Rand, where he discusses in depth the objectivist metaphysics, and that's kind of like where a lot of that stuff comes from.
Leonard Peikoff is kind of like the St. Paul of Randian objectivism, Cason.
Okay, thanks.
Divinity, are you debating Zulu soon? I've heard.
When was
you
she?
might be.
When was she writing? Like, what period was she writing? Like not the novel stuff, but like this philosophy stuff,
1970s.
like in the 70s. So that was like the linguistic turn in philosophy.
Yeah, she actually used the term mystic in a very derogatory way towards a lot of people.
So that was when who was very popular back then in philosophy. That would have been like that would have been Quine. That's past Quine's time. Or maybe it is when Quine and Dixon was around.
Which period? Around that time, Leonard Peikoff wrote an essay dissing the analytic synthetic around the same time Quine did. So,
but she like never engaged with like any contemporary philosophers when she was reading.
yeah, she was like super. Yeah, her view about like who the audience of philosophy should be was like very much not ivory tower elitism. It was more like people. She has this book called Philosophy Who Needs It, and she kind of explains how philosophy is a practical subject that everybody should engage with, everybody needs to engage with. So she didn't really do all
It's
that.
kind of like the gospel.
Right.
And so I know when St. Paul guy, what was in Peikoff, does he hold the same view?
Yeah, he's the foremost objectivist scholar, so he has all the stuff, he believes all the things Ayn Rand believed, and so.
Kind of like the Pope. He's kind of like the Pope of objectivism.
And that's why when you read Objectivism, the philosophy of Ayn Rand, the content is not like really stupid, but it's like, you can understand it if you're a normal person and you're trying, honestly.
And who's Saint Clement of objectivism?
I'm not familiar with Christianity. I don't know the.
Oh, like the successor of Peikoff, like who came after him?
Oh, well, so Peikoff's not dead, but the guy who's considered to be the successor is named Odenkirk Gate. He's this little Indian dude. He's pretty cool. I've talked to him.
Oh, I see. And the weird Israeli guy and Hick and those people are not like significant.
Who? There's so the big contemporary objectivists are Ankar Ghate, which is that little Indian dude, Harry Benswinger, Tara Smith, who's this professor at UT, and then David Kelly.
There was that Israeli guy, right?
Oh, there's Greg
What was his
Salamari as well. Oh, you're talking about Yaron Brook, right?
Yeah, that's the guy. I remember from,
He's more of a political commentator. He's not a philosopher.
that guy was like very much. Well, that Molyneux guy was like an objectivist guy, wasn't he?
There are people who will like say they're objectivist influence, and then they have like insanely fucking and stupid and inconsistent beliefs, like Molyneux. Like he thinks he like rediscovered the categorical imperative. Which is, like,
Yeah, he's kind of like the Marcion of objectivism.
There was this other guy who wrote Nietzsche and the Nazis. I forgot his name. He's also like an objectivist, I believe.
I'm not familiar with that specific text.
Hey, let me see. Oh, now I remember. Something like Stephen Hick or something.
Oh yeah, Stephen Hicks. Yeah, he's there's lore about like in the objectivist movement who's considered like a canon objectivist and who's like an objectivist but isn't really recognized by the Steiner Institute. But yeah, he is an objectivist.
Sounds like Christianity.
Yeah, like they debated as to whether Oregon really should be a heretic or not. Kind of similar.
So Stephen Hick is like the Oregon.
He's like the Oregon of objectivism.
That's pretty funny. But I mean, Jack, doesn't the Marxists have this kind of thing as well?
That's like that joke in The Life of Brian, right? We're not the Judean People's Front. We're the People's Front of Judea.
Why was Origin anatomized? Was it because of the universality stuff that everybody goes to heaven?
I think that was part of it. I think he had a number of views that were seen as unorthodox.
One of the major heresies, is, the church calls it heresies, is him being Neoplatonic about like the souls, like like you existing pre-creation or something like that. Yeah.
You should explain to Kaysen why you're not a Catholic.
Do you think you're related to him, Adam?
Sorry?
There might have been. You know that Jack Origin might be Adam's great-grandfather.
Oh, Jacobi?
No, Origin.
Origin was a Copt. Yeah, he was Coptic. Yeah, he was an Egyptian Copt. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, probably. Yeah, he's in the same race as I am, I guess. Yeah.
I wonder when Adam is going to be anatomized by the
It's going to happen soon, right?
Wait, why did Kaysen just text me Trump is the best president we've ever had?
I would never do that.
I have the proof. I'll get the screenshot.
Jason, yes you did. Yes you did.
No, when he did that thing with drug prices, he kind of ate there.
Okay, yeah, where's the proof?
I'm a big fan of Operation Epic Fury. Also, to answer your question, Nick, Zulu's been on this shit recently where he like refuses to debate all of his like arguments.
I know he was debating Charsky on AE.
Yeah,
didn't he dodge? Like it seemed like a dodge, but
yeah, he did dodge. And then my friend Radical Capitalist got him in a Discord VC and he dodged it.
Damn. Yeah.
He was like, I don't want to debate that. I'm like, you are a fucking coward.
Yeah. Divinity, you should debate Jack on the labor theory of value.
Dude, me and Jack have talked about that before.
That's right.
He's giving me all the different variables and what they mean. I wrote it all down.
wrote it all down and never.
No, I did. It's like C plus V plus S some shit.
Hey, Kaysen
V
wrote
plus V
something
plus S.
down on a piece of paper and he can't find it.
Oh my
What is
God.
the TPR? It's like S divided by C plus V, right? I remember.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
That's falling rate of profit, but I think.
yeah, that's the rate of profit.
Or rate of profit, yeah, and then it falls because of the whatever.
The rise.
The rise of C or V.
Yeah.
Jack, I heard you're becoming more sympathetic towards Thomism.
Hear that?
Think about it that Jack believes that value is this ontologically real thing that appears inside of
And it's
objects.
irreducible, it's so mysterious.
Where does the value come from the labor and then go into the object? How does that happen metaphysically? Like it's somehow transformed into the commodity. How does that work?
It's kind of like how when me and your mom and
Okay.
Oh, instant mute.
Leftist, did you ever have a conversation with Sarah Stock, this person, Sarah Stock?
no, I've never met Sarah Stock. I did, however, have a funny interaction about Sarah Stock. She was supposed to be setting up a debate with someone, and what's the pro-life women? The fat one that's now skinny, and then the other girl. What's their names again?
Are those ones that Destiny debated? Or
yes, it's the March for Life people. Is that them?
yeah. I think so. I
Whatever.
think that's their arc. Yeah.
I think that's them. Yeah, or Students for Life, or whatever, whoever those people are. Sarah Stock was supposed to set up a debate with them at a university in California. She did this funny thing where she reached out to like 20 people to do the debate, including me. And I was like, I didn't see the DM till a few days later because it got filtered on Twitter. But it was very funny because the university club that was hosting it basically just called her like a rogue college student. So I was like, the idea of Sarah Stock just being some like rando, rogue college student was just very funny to me. But no, I haven't talked to her. That's the only interaction.
That's a Nazi girl from from the Mehdi one. Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
The blonde, yeah. Not me.
Wait, so who's the next like mean person you're gonna debate?
Mean person. I got invited to Tim Pool, but they invited me a few days before the shoot, which was not feasible because I work a normal job. And it was on a day that I work. They're not super far from me, but then his producer like ghosted me out of nowhere. It was really weird. It was a weird interaction.
Wait, Anne, do you know Econoboy? Do you ever see his Tim Pool episode?
Econoboy? No, I don't. I actually am not super familiar with Econoboy. I've heard of him, but not much.
He went on Tim Pool to talk about like public tax policy or something, and he was talking about Singapore having like public housing, and Tim Pool like inferred that because Singapore like beats their citizens, that's how they have nice stuff or like nice housing.
I mean, okay, that just sounds uninteresting. There's a lot that he says that's kind of, I don't know.
But that was the first time I think I've ever actually watched a full Pool show episode.
Oh, I never have, and I probably won't. These people are just a little uninteresting to me. Like, like I would talk to him.
The Beanie Boy guy.
Yeah, he's the beanie guy.
The Beanie Boy.
I don't think I know anything about that guy.
He's one of the like.
Is he like or is he more like he hosts the show? Because the Iranian guy, I know, hosts the show, but apparently you said you debated him.
I could be getting him wrong, but Tim Pool's like one of the people that's like I'm a liberal, but like in the Republican Party people. Like he's kind of like Dave. He was like Dave Rubin, I think, and then he's kind of his own.
I don't know. I think Tim Pool is a little bit like a bastard child. Like he's kind of a, what do you call it? A little politically homeless, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's obviously right wing, but
yeah,
he's got some fringe views that don't really fit well.
Yeah.
When are you gonna debate clavicular?
I don't know if me and Clavicular would debate per se, but
Would you date him?
no, absolutely not.
Tim, you wouldn't debate him? Oh, okay. Yeah, well, you wouldn't. I mean, date him. You wouldn't date him.
No, absolutely not. I think
But he
he's very
mod.
he's he's very mentally unstable, and I'm mentally unstable, so you can't. It wouldn't work out.
Aren't all these people like mentally unstable?
Are all of them? No, a lot of them are just grifters.
Who do you think? Who do you think are like is like one who's not like a grifter, who's like genuine about the position?
Genuine? Oh, I don't know that there's much. Yeah, I don't.
On the right, on the right side. I mean,
I can't think of. It's kind of hard because I don't know if you know who that guy. What's his name? Connor something. He's right wing, but he's definitely like an anti-Trumper. I
Was
think
he in the
anti.
Mediasan debate? That guy?
No,
Connor?
no, no. Connor. Oh, fuck. I feel so bad because I actually know him.
Yeah.
What's his counterpoints? Yeah, counterpoints.
Oh yeah.
He's conservative,
different
but
from ContraPoint, right?
is it
No, ContraPoints was
ContraPoints
the
is a trans woman?
philosophy. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
No, they're not.
I remember her.
Yeah, he's but he's definitely more center now. He's center right. I think he's pretty genuine. I disagree with almost the vast majority of things with him, but yeah.
Do you think Nick Fuentes is a grifter?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well,
There
a
are some
grifter-
never Trumper orbiters in like the non-fon space. They're talking non-fon, but they're pretty small. Like a couple
Yeah.
thousand.
The Nick Fuentes thing. I think he's a grifter, but in the other way. Like I think he grifts towards the more mild or moderate right. So he's like grifting towards the middle, basically, if that makes sense.
Or do you think he's like so extreme, but he like lessens his extremes? Whereas the other way, it's the
Oh,
other
absolutely.
way around.
Yeah.
Okay. So in a way, you
Absolutely.
think he's legit.
His what?
So in a way, you do think he's legit.
Well, he can't be if he's lying constantly about how moderate he is.
But you think he believes the crazy
The
stuff?
crazy shit. Yeah, absolutely.
Charlie Kirk was like a grifter.
I think it was probably like the god of grifting.
There's a lot I think that he did. I think there's a lot that he was genuine about. It's hard to tell because it's like these people do believe a lot of the things they say. Yeah, I
It
don't know.
seemed like he was like artificially created in a lab. He just like do the thing he does, say the right things.
He does, yeah. It's hard. I hate to view him as like a good interlocutor or even a
Do you
good
think?
like.
Yeah, sorry.
Oops. Oh no, you're good. I think there's a lag or something. But yeah, I hate to view him as a good speaker
Yeah, I
because
have
he's
a lag.
not. If you watch any of his content, like he's just kind of any of his content where he talks to anyone half competent, he just kind of stutters over himself and he's like, well, which I'm not, that could be a sign that someone is thinking about what they're saying before they say it, but I don't think it's a sign in this case. I think it's a sign of he doesn't know what to say. He's not a good speaker, period.
Dad always skips over the point and just like talks about the general view that the person
Yeah.
holds and not actually.
Seems
And
like
he's like takes the mic away from him. Yeah.
I wonder what happened to like American respectful right-wing intellectuals, like the Hayeks and the Friedmans and the Noziks. What happened to that?
I think it honestly was. This sounds like a typical like lefty answer, but I think it started with like after the Reagan presidency, and then it really, really amped up with Trump. I think we just started to kind of lose respect for these people.
What I think.
Yeah, I agree. Trump really Trump's rhetoric, I think, was extremely divisive in that, and it really showed. People, those type of people popping up, and the freedmen's disappearing in a way, or fading in the background.
Yeah, I think a lot of like right wing people kind of realized they can LARP as like thinkers and not actually read them, and they started promoting online stuff. And he's like,
Yeah, I think
more stuff instead. So
yeah, I think the alternative media kind of just.
Yeah, I think there's actually something interesting there. A lot of these people are semi well versed in history and politics. Like, okay, well, for example, but it's all scripted, so they don't ever have to actually rely on their background knowledge, even if they do have it. So, for example, like Michael Knowles, he knows a lot of history, but there's a lot of history he doesn't know. Like, you can watch any video. There's this historian who rated a pretty apolitical guy, who responded to a video that he made about ranking presidents of like how great these presidents were. And he pointed out, like, you'll notice Michael Knowles will go into depth about Andrew Jackson and how much he loves Andrew Jackson, or he'll go into depth about, the Herbert Hoover presidency. Like, he'll go into these random niche things. But then overall, if you notice, he'll completely skip certain presidents and go through certain eras that were significant in American history. So he poses himself as this type of person who's very, very well versed, but he does have some niche knowledge. So it's, in a sense, semi-true, yes, that he's just like a bumbling retard. Sorry about idiot. Sorry. But yeah, at the same time, he does have some knowledge. Same thing with Andrew Wilson. Andrew Wilson's just worse at it.
I think Andrew Wilson is probably I feel like he does the thing where he's like agnostic on everything, but is also like was he a J Dye orbiter at one point, or is he still?
Andrew Wilson is the guy with his wife, 3 baby mamas.
Yeah.
Right? That's
Yeah.
I saw a clip of him and this confused girl, neither of them understanding Agrippa's trilemma recently.
Was that erudite?
That sounds like something erudite would.
Like,
sorry,
she did bring up the
about.
trilemma.
Yeah, I think it was like the Destiny Friends girl. Yeah, I think it was
that's erudite.
With the dark curly hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, none of them understood what they were talking about. It was like an absolute mess.
Yeah, I've been trying to get Kyla to talk to people who are more competent on these things. I think there's a lot that she's confused about, but I do think overall in that debate she looked better. Just optically, I think she looked much better. But I don't know. I think Andrew Wilson's been on a downfall lately of not looking super optic in debates.
That's true. Well, I think people have learned kind of how to handle him a bit more than the initial people going on.
Yeah.
Have great rhetoric, right? Erudite. I feel like her rhetoric is great in a way. Like, she knows how to make herself really good in these conversations, right? Like,
yes, there's something that needs to be studied about that. About the because listen, I disagree. I think Erudite is very, very wrong on a lot of things. But there's something about her rhetoric that needs to be studied, where if you just like talk in a slow, calm voice and kind of never put yourself on the defensive and speak about academic topics and do the question game with people, like, oh, really? You think that? Like, why do you think that type of thing? And it's a thing that, like, I've picked up from the philosophy spheres, but there's something that needs to be studied about that type of behavior that makes you infinitely look better. I have not mastered that at all.
Yeah.
And it works really well against these abrasive, like, just low-tier, greasy men.
Wait, where did you debate? Where was it on that? I don't even know what the show was.
whatever, right? Or
if it's the Andrew Wilson one, he's typically on whatever, I think.
Yeah, with Andrew Wilson, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I will also say the left needs to catch up. The right has too much money. This is like
This is true.
it's ridiculous. It's insane.
Mhm.
Because I went to the Daily Wire, whatever it's called, headquarters, studio. I don't know what it's called. These people, we had private chauffeurs. They bought everybody lunch, paid for everybody's food, the entire time, flights, hotels, everything. These people have way too much money. It's ridiculous. We need to start robbing these people.
It is really hard to conceptualize how the Daily Wire is getting this much money too. I actually can't think of anyone who would enjoy that.
Because I think it's because I mean, if you think about it, like the billionaire class will tend to be more in line with these people, right? Because they're promoting them, right?
Maybe
Yeah,
maybe it
so
is
like they're gonna be.
donors, but I would just I was under the impression they were getting like a lot of subscription money, but maybe that's not true.
That is what they told me. Now, because I asked.
Yeah.
Also, they all hate Andrew Wilson, by the way. Everyone
Yeah.
of them hates Andrew Wilson. So I don't know if that makes anyone feel good, but that did make me feel good.
Wait, Jack, you're an atheist. You should debate Wilson on. Does he run tag? Or actually, the Wilson thing would probably be unproductive, but
I think he's talked to him, right?
all right.
Wait, Jack has spoken to Andrew Wilson?
I think so, no?
I don't know.
How did that go?
Does he run? What argument for God does he run? Because it seems like every argument that he's been in, he kind of just like assumes it and then is
Right,
agnostic.
Jay
and everything
Dyer.
else. I think he might.
I
I
heard
actually
him-
don't know.
Yeah.
Has
I
Jay
heard him run
Dyer
tag once. Yeah.
has Jay Dyer ever made a video about like his justification
Wait,
for
are
any
Wait, are
view?
you talking about Jay Wire? Sorry, Jay. Are you
Jay
talking
Dyer,
about Jay
yeah.
Dyer or Andrew Wilson? I thought you said Jack spoke to Andrew Wilson. I was like, what?
Well, Andrew Wilson, I thought he was like a Jay Dyer person.
Oh.
So I'm not actually sure. That could be totally false because I haven't invested much time into researching who Andrew
Yo, is
Wilson
that fake? I literally can't tell.
Be on
That's a crazy
JRE,
photo.
absolutely. That would be great. Yeah.
I seriously can't even tell if it's fake.
The right has Dr. Avi. Is Avi even really considered right wing? Like he is economically right wing. A lot of his, he's just kind of a war hawk. I don't know. Like,
Oh, you're talking about Dr. Avi?
yeah.
Oh, he's like mentally ill.
Hey, not too much on Avi.
I need to watch your full Wilson. I know I think it was Lance something. I read him on Substack sometimes. He said he was very confused about meta ethics in your debate, right?
Oh, Lance Bush?
Yeah, Lance Bush. That's it.
Oh, I love Lance Bush.
Yeah, I think he or somebody else said. I saw a clip. Maybe you were in it, but they were talking about like confusion on Wilson's part in meta ethics.
Yes. Bald guy. Yeah, I love Lance. He's great. Everyone should go follow Lance if you don't.
I never watched anything from Lance.
He's very smart. I don't know if I'm sure I could find critiques of Lance, but I truly, one of the people that maybe he's too charitable. I don't know if that could be a critique, but he's also uninterested in the politics and that kind of stuff and optics stuff.
I think there is some meta ethics stuff I want to get into eventually. It does seem really weird how a lot of the conservative intuitions or the divine command theory, or I don't even know if they understand divine command theory, but my understanding is it's a very frowned upon view in the meta ethics space.
Divine command theory is?
Yeah, I think so, right?
It depends on what space you're in, but generally speaking, I don't think. Well, there's just some issues with it. Frowned upon, I don't know how it is like amongst actual philosophers.
Oh, I thought I was reading some book by I think Andrew Fisher. He said like unpopular view. I don't actually know.
Some issues with it.
Okay, yeah, I mean, you know what I mean.
But I think Charsky recommended me Lance Bush to read, so I'll read him soon.
Yes. I go. I miss Tversky. I need to go back to California.
Yeah, I have a discussion with Jay Dyer before.
No, I've never talked to Jay Dyer. I think I can't remember if he has reached out to me or someone reached out wanting me to talk to him, but I mean, doesn't he just do the Christian apologetics stuff?
Yeah.
It does like
Yeah, he does tag, but he also does like politics a bit, right? Didn't he like have this discussion with Erudite on whatever as well? They were debating feminism.
That was
I
more
think,
yeah, that was more feminism stuff.
Oh, I have.
I think.
I'm not. I don't mean this in a mean way. I'm not an Erudite fan. Like I don't watch her content. And there's a lot of things we disagree with. Yeah, that's it. No, I haven't talked to Jay Dyer. If that answers your question.
People I've spoken to said that Erudite did really well in the Jay Dyer thing, though, or debate. But
Maybe
Erudite.
is he the guy with the? He's kind of got like the salt and pepper hair.
I think so. Yeah.
Most people do good against Jay Dyer.
Well, I've only seen like the Jay Dyer clips of him like burden shifting tag, so I don't really have a conception of Jay Dyer in debates, but
I will say, this is a little bit off topic, but that the burden shifting stuff in political debates, rhetoric wise, is very effective.
Yeah.
Like I've noticed this, and I'm hoping at least in part that this looked okay on the bar fight episode that I just did, because I was like, look, I am the type of person who won't commit to anything if I'm not super sure, or like I take quite a time to think about what I'm going to say. And I think I've talked to somebody, this is why I don't think I looked like there was some crazy slam dunk that happened on the whatever debate. And that's just me. That's just how I think and how I talk. But this whole like Darvo tactic of just like ignoring any problem on your side, deflecting everything, like just shifting the burden of proof to the other side, like that type of thing, that works. It works optically. The people on those sides love it. It's not good for like critical thinking, but you know.
That's why I'm starting to find Phil more interesting a little bit, because a lot of it is just arguments and stuff that prevents that. But I don't know. It seems like people like Wilson kind of dabble their feet in like philosophy a little bit, and then kind of just burden shift the whole time with like these words that are like an intro textbook, you know?
It's like if you took politics and like the theism debates sphere and you like merged them, you would get Andrew Wilson as like the love child of those things, because you have the type of people who have only heard the meme arguments like Wilson.
Yeah.
And so they latch on to the meme arguments, find really quippy, good responses to the meme arguments, and then that's it. And they don't go further. That's completely
that,
exactly
or when people respond, they just say that's crazy, and then they just don't expand on why it's crazy.
Right. Yeah. I think one of the best things to do, which is still philosophically honest, is to do the type of thing where you just accept the thing that they call you crazy for, if it's something you believe, and just make them look crazy for reacting that way. Just be like, yeah, what's the issue with that? Like, can you actually, like, sure, you want to react very aggressively, but like, what's the problem?
It's like the level 1 game. They never passed to the next level.
So Andy, you can maybe help me out. Like, why did Andrew Wilson get so popular though? Like, and all of a sudden, like, I don't really understand. Even because I think he's just trash, in my opinion. Like,
didn't Wilson get popular like right after the Gamergate stuff?
I'm not sure. I don't think so, actually. I remember he was like debating Econoboy with like maybe 100 viewers in like 2022. I think he was picked by whatever in like Dyer communities, if I'm not wrong, but I'm really unsure about that. He may have been commenting about it, but he really blew up in the last couple of years.
Yeah, I think there was this kind of shift in politics and in feminism, where kind of like in the mid 2010s, you had like this uprising in feminism. Like we really finally I think the left got comfortable and they were like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
we've got what we needed." Like, it kind of seemed like a real marker of progress. And then you had things like Gamergate, and you had the rise of people like Andrew Wilson and the Tates and the Red Pill community.
Yeah.
And I think that really just boosted him because, yeah, I think it's kind of just this like counterculture of like, well, you started to have incorporated in these left wing feminist spaces also the rise in like misandry. And I think young men not only just felt like they were being left behind, like as far as being not centered as a
Yeah.
focus anymore. And then they also see like, okay, well, now there's these niche feminist spaces where they actually do hate men and they treat men terribly. Even if that's not representative of the entire feminist movement, that's what that became to them. And so I think it kind of just festered spaces with these people, and they found somebody who would listen to them. And I think that's really just it. Like, this guy listens to me and he thinks I'm cool, so that's my guy now. Like,
Yeah, I think that's true. I also think a lot of it is that the right was really quick to like clip farm people. I think they've been doing it
Yeah.
for like a decade actually now, like with the Steven Crowder stuff even.
I used to be a Crowder fan. Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Oh wow.
Yeah. And the appeal is there. The appeal of like, oh yeah, look at this, dumb person saying dumb things. Haha, that's so funny. Like, and yeah, I was never.
It's kind of like.
Yeah.
Well, you used to be on the right side.
I don't think I was really ever right per se. More libertarian left kind of, but I had a lot of libertarian leanings, and that's why Crowder was appealing to me.
Libertarian left, like what kind?
Um,
Like Trump kind?
I think you cut out. What'd you say?
I said you were like a libertarian on the left.
Yeah, this was way before I was ever like fully politically identified. Like, I wasn't super into politics at this point, but I had libertarian or left leanings.
Oh, I see. But why did you like Crowder? Like, what was it? Was it like his?
I think it was just funny. That was it.
Oh,
Yeah, no, I was just like, oh yeah, he's funny, and he's, there's this like group of people that are complete idiots, and he's sticking it to them. Yeah, that was it. Nothing further. There is this guy, if anyone knows him, I used to love this guy. His name he goes by Ali Nisar, which is his like real name, I guess. He used to go by Easy on Me on YouTube, and he used to make left-wing video essays, and I think that radicalized me. I think that was the start.
What did you say his name was?
He used to go by Easy on Me, but with like a Z, EAZY. But he stopped making video essays forever ago. Kind of just fell off the face of the earth. He makes some TikToks now under his real name.
Sounds like a rapper.
Yes.
He used to do those video essays where it's like the drawing of himself with like a paper bag over his face. It was in the era of YouTube where no one had their face on the internet.
Like 2014.
Yeah, with like Pyrocynical and that group of people.
Fiends, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, how old are you, Anne?
How old? I'm 25.
Oh, that makes sense.
That was the era of YouTube I grew up with.
So, yeah, because like if you were like 20, 21, I'd be like, no, like you'd be too young. But like this was like when you were like 16, 17, this is what you watched,
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No, I was in high school for the in the last bit for like the Andrew Wilson wave. I guess Tate wave. Andrew Wilson was more popular for a lot of stuff, but it was genuinely like within like 6 months. I think like a summer, it went from like people were generally chill to a bunch of Tate stuff around like 2022 or 3.
Wait, how old are you?
I'm like 19. I'm almost
Oh my
20.
god.
There's way too many young people in this app. I should make it 25 plus spaces.
No, young people need to be more politically involved.
I don't think politics is important outside of America.
You don't think? Wait,
That's true.
Not like in Europe, it's not that. Like right and left, they don't differ on like the existential issues that much. It's more like smaller issues.
oh yeah, okay. When you said, "Oh, it doesn't matter," I was like, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah, I've been getting more into politics the last 2 years. I was mostly just reading econ stuff in the last 4 though. I want to get into philosophy a bit too, but it is broad.
Maybe immigration is gonna be like slightly debated.
I was
but, like,
gonna say,
not,
yeah.
But like besides that, there's not much between the parties.
No, Venus, you don't understand American hegemony. It affects everyone.
I think Jack would probably disagree with. Well, I mean,
You think Jack as a leftist disagrees that American hegemony like pretty
no, I
strongly
mean, like,
impacts global
Jack would
politics?
probably disagree that there's much less difference in like the parties in America. But like, nah, I see what you mean.
Oh no, I don't think there's. Well, I think there's pretty stark differences in the parties as of now and who represents the parties. If we're talking like politics, I mean,
Well,
if we're
socially,
talking,
absolutely is. But yeah, like economic. I guess like global warming is like the one going to be a big one in America.
like historically, no, there hasn't been much different in the parties. Economically, no, I don't think there's a huge difference. But on a lot of key topics like immigration, I think there's at least a significant difference with this administration. But it's not in virtue of Democrats and Republicans just on their own being different.
Yeah, I think the Democratic Party is also very broad in terms of the coalition that it has, compared to like Republicans, where the Republicans are now kind of unified with Trump for the most part, with some fringe groups that don't have much power within the legislative stuff at least.
But the funny thing is, even in America, like the difference is kind of like more recent. Like in the 70s, Republicans and Democrats didn't differ much on abortion or global warming issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Nixon wanted like a basic income and healthcare.
The Environmental Protection Agency, I think.
Yeah.
A lot of like that came from like Nixon, I think.
Yeah,
And I think
Nixon.
it's
Interesting.
Reagan like legalized abortion, I think, in California.
It's crazy to see those little charts. I'm sure you've seen them on Twitter where it's like, oh, the right has gotten so radical, and then it's like the Democrat on the left like just running further and further and further left.
the Elon Musk fellow liberal tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think on the social issues, like the Republicans kind of like needed to win over like the evangelical vote, so that's when they adopted like a lot of the anti-gay, abortion, all that stuff. It wasn't. I think it started with Reagan. No, not with Reagan. The guy before Reagan.
Carter.
No, what was his name? Water something.
What do you think of?
What?
What was his name? I'm trying to remember him.
Are you talking about presidents before him, or?
Yeah. He ran for election, but he was like utterly crushed. He ran, I think, the 4 years
Talking
before
about
Reagan.
Goldwater.
Oh, Goldwater.
I think he began like the strategy of trying to win the evangelical vote.
Yeah. Probably.
Is that something?
It's been like a. Do you think it's been a?
No, I just asked Jack if that was correct.
He represented kind of like a new. He's sort of like you could think of him as kind of like the godfather for how the Republican Party developed, in subsequent decades.
Yeah, and Reagan was a really pro Goldwater. He was campaigning on the insane Medicare stuff with him. I think he even worked for his campaign, but was like a advisor, but I'm not sure.
Like the Republicans, Venus have been very successful in that strategy of going after the evangelical faction of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they wouldn't exist if they were successful.
That is true, probably.
Yeah.
It is weird seeing like the elections before like 2000, where it's like the states would swing almost every. There was almost no like not much partisan.
Yeah.
Like states. Whereas now there's like a couple swing states.
Yeah, I mean the issues have shifted too. So I mean, like they were saying, like it like you can watch a map and think of it in today's politics.
Sure.
Versus like, and it might look like that, but it is just like the issues have changed.
Yeah. I agree. I do think one thing that is interesting is, have you read much on the like Obama administration at all? Because I think there was an opportunity to kind of shift the issues a bit there, but
what do you mean?
Yeah, I think if they focused more on like fiscal stuff and unemployment, they could have maybe saved the midterms. I think Larry Summers, the advisor who kind of was against that, even said that was probably true. Obama said that was his biggest regret. I think we could have been more economically left for a bit. But.
You're saying if Obama would have been more, or are you saying the most?
If he legislated more progressively, I think there wouldn't be. There might be a change, but.
Oh, I see what you mean. Okay. Yeah. Oh, okay. Sorry, that took me a second. I don't know why to understand what you're saying. Yeah, I think there was an opportunity. I think one of the biggest failures too was kind of the not just like economic stuff, but like the things that people care about, like high-speed rail, like the transportation stuff would have been a good thing to, I think we faltered there. I think was one of the.
I think we were probably also. I think Democrats realize this now. We were probably way too good faith for Republicans. Definitely in the Biden administration. But that was more pragmatic because the majorities were slimmer. But definitely in the Obama administration, or at least probably.
I think one of the difficult things. Well, one, a lot of it is corporate lobby stuff. But I think one of the more difficult things too, just with elections in general and running, period, is explaining real world difficult concepts to people in like a packaged, like, this will help you, this is the only thing that will help you, or this is the thing that will like improve your life significantly. Take for instance like high-speed rail or healthcare or things like that. Those are difficult things to explain to people as to why they work, and like we just haven't gotten good at responding to the criticism of those things.
Yeah,
and by we I mean like establishment Democrats.
Yeah. I think the intuition from them was like, no, I think they just didn't think people actually care. Like there was like talk about death panels for the ACA, and that was the whole thing. And then same with the Green New Scale. Like people just hear these things as buzzwords. Yeah. What I've realized is like a lot of people actually think these things are like they hold these as like true beliefs that these are issues they care about. But there's not much thought that goes in the issues. But the slogan stuff does work, and I think Republicans really capitalized on that early.
That's exactly what I'm getting at. Yeah. They capitalized on the slogan stuff, the quick, witty responses to things that don't really have any depth, because real world issues are complicated, but people don't want complicated answers. They want simple answers.
I realized this like a year or two ago. Do you follow Canadian politics at all? There's this like Pierre Poilievre guy who's like the epitome of this.
A little
the
bit,
opposition
not much.
He just comes up with these like witty He comes up with these witty slogans, and it's like, yeah, this guy.
Hello.
What's up?
I have a question. Have you guys seen the Majesty of Reason video on the nomological harmony?
No.
No.
Does that go?
There's like Majesty of Reason. Y'all know Majesty of Reason?
Now, let me
Yeah.
just.
I go, Joe.
Yeah, he made a new video on like a new argument for God. I'm watching it right now. I just don't know if you guys saw it already.
What's you guys know what's been happening with him recently? I think I don't know why he keeps talking about God. Venus, do you know anything about that, or with
Yeah, it's
Joe
probably
Schmidt?
gonna be atheist soon, yeah.
Really? Oh, really?
That way. He's like praying for people. He's like, but I don't know. But he's always been like an agnostic on like the middle, as far as I can remember.
Wait, you said he's praying for people?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Well, he prays. He's not a believer. Like, he thinks it's just practical. It's sort of like, well, it made
Manifestment, kinda.
so it's practical to pray. There's really nothing to lose. You know, it's sort of different from prayer by a believer.
It is interesting because if I'm inclined at all to believe, then I'm inclined to believe that there's a God who doesn't care if I pray or not. Like, hopefully he wants the best anyways, and me adding one more sentence to.
Well, he might even agree with that. He's just saying there's really nothing to lose.
Yeah.
I think that.
Yeah. Maybe, and what you're also alluding to is like him having foreknowledge of everything that's going to happen. So what use is there to pray when he knows that everything is going to happen? What's going to happen? Right?
He could grant that that's an option. He's just saying he doesn't really know for sure what's out there. So
yeah,
there's like no harm in praying. There's a possible benefit.
No, that's fine. Yeah, I don't have any issue with that. It's just weird. I'm just like very.
It is weird.
Well, it's like maybe his system 2 kicked in.
Well,
No,
what if it wasn't God per se? Like, what if it was like, okay, I hate to be the Reddit atheist, but what if it's like some spaghetti monster? Shouldn't he also pray to the spaghetti monster?
Yeah, well, these kinds of things come up in relation to Pascal's wager, and I guess I don't know what he would say.
Yeah, I would think he'd pray to the spaghetti monster then too.
Yeah, he would just pray to the spaghetti monster, right? Like, yeah,
or to all of them. Maybe it's like a general
reasons,
prayer. It's like, hey, whatever's out there, like.
I think back then they had this idea. I think William James spoke about it, but maybe it's in Pascal as well, of like a live option. Like, even if you didn't believe, you'd consider Christianity like a live option.
Live option?
Yeah, I mean, it's like not in the realm of like ridiculousness. So like, even if you don't believe.
You mean like viable, like it's, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that might be fine.
Well, like also, if you look at his channel, it's very proteistic now. So like, that's another indicator.
Yeah, there's been a shift with him and Alex.
Wait, who's Alex?
Wow.
O'Connor.
Oh, Alex O'Connor. Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
He might convert to theism or something.
No.
Andrew? Which Andrew?
Alex O'Connor.
Oh, I thought you said
Alex. Oh, I thought he was asking me if I might convert. I was like, no.
Alex or Joe, do you think that they might convert from Joe Schmidt or Alex O'Connor?
Alex probably more likely. Joe, maybe, I don't know.
No, Joe Schmidt says that he leans.
It's more likely that that Joe will convert than Alex will.
Joe says that he leans theist.
Who said that?
Joe.
Joe.
Really?
Yeah. But like, if you look at Joe's videos, they're all like pro-theist. It's like dualism, every objection to dualism debunked. The Jesus.
Zaytoon.
And he has like the worst.
Yeah.
The worst guy to defend like the atheist side, like. Fodor to defend the. It's like, does the argument for miracles succeed? And is this guy talking about Zaytoun for like 2 hours? Is this the best case for substance dual?
with him.
A new
It's weird,
argument.
right? Like, what's been happening with him?
All right, what's going on? No, I did answer you, WHS.
What does that
I
even
don't know.
say?
Am I thinking?
When you
It
grow up,
says.
when you grow up in a religious family, it's often hard to escape the pull. Like even if you lose your faith at some point, a lot of people get pulled back.
The what?
A lot of people get pulled back when they grow up in a religious family, even if they lose their faith. They find themselves getting pulled back into religious beliefs.
That's so. Yeah, Joe Schmidt claims that he grew very religious. He was like a very religious Catholic growing up, right? Yeah, yeah.
It's like mental deterioration. That's what it is. He's hit that age. How old is he? He's like 24.
I think he's our age, yeah, 25.
Would you place him at? You would say he's like very smart.
Who?
He's like really. Schmidt.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. He's like insanely smart.
The level of Ethan Muse.
No, I don't think he's at the level of it means. Maybe a level below. It's like you have like Anne, then it Muse, and then Joe Schmidt.
I mean, Ethan Muse also. I know, like, I do believe that he's an atheist, but he claimed that he grew up also a very religious Christian, right? Maybe that's why as well with Ethan Muse, if someone were to take him, yeah.
You know, Jack, Adam is scared to get on TikTok because he doesn't want to get arrested in Egypt.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why? What is currently going on? How do you get arrested? Like what? I don't know what's going on in Egypt right now.
Well, I mean, if you do talk about like Islam or like Egyptian politics, there is like a great chance you might get arrested on TikTok here. Yeah. A lot of people, there was like a campaign of arresting a lot of TikTokers. Yeah.
They still have a guy in house arrest. What's his name? Sheriff Gabar or Sheriff.
You've got it. You know, they gave him like a 10-year sentence. Yeah.
That guy made really good videos. Sheriff Jabir. I think he was in prison, but then he got released, but he's still in like house arrest.
No, I think they basically have him detained, not merely house arrest, right? Like he's in like jail now, right now, I think, or something like that.
I think he got released from jail, but it moved to like house arrest. But yeah, he was locked in for like
Then I didn't know
56
about
days.
that. Okay.
It's kind of funny how religious the Egyptian government is, given that it's like a military rule.
Moved like the Brotherhood, right?
Yeah, but they removed the brotherhood. Like, why did they care so much?
I agree with it. It's ironic, right? That it's funny how they're religious even though they removed the brotherhood. Yeah.
I think Sadat was the one who kind of fucked up Egypt with this religion stuff. Did he align with the Brotherhood?
He released them from prison.
Yeah. I think he
They
let
were
them
all like
preach.
imprisoned by Gamal Abdel Nasser.
Yeah, he let them like preach in
Yeah.
the mosques in the university. I guess he was like scared of the Marxists, so he kind of used the. So he kind of
Yeah.
used yeah. That just like messed up Egypt.
So like a lot of commentators will say what also messed up Egypt was that during Gamal Abdel Nasser's time, right? Many people immigrated to Saudi Arabia because of the poor economy in Egypt. They brought back the Salafi Wahhabi school in Egypt in prominent numbers, right? And they kept like evangelizing Egypt. That's where Salafists came up, and of course, like the Muslim Brotherhood and these also proto-Islamist groups propped up in Egypt, right? And it made it very religious, you know. But also, like Egypt is the number one atheist country in the Middle East. So, like the number of atheists in Egypt is increasing at an alarming level as well.
You know, I actually was involved in an interview with the most famous Egyptian film director.
I think I know who you're talking. What's his name?
Shaheen. Yusuf Shaheen.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, I know.
I went to his hotel room with a friend, and it was mostly my friend that conducted the interview, but I was there as part of it. So I got to meet Yusuf Shaheen.
Wow, yeah, that's really cool. Were you guys just discussing his movies, or?
Yeah, his movies mainly.
Yeah. Wait, Jack, do you watch like Middle Eastern movies?
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Okay, that's so cool. Yeah.
What's like a good one you've watched?
I saw what is it? Was it an Algerian one? I saw one recently. Let me see what it is. Let me look up the title. Hold on.
Notice that the Schmidt's conversion to theism will cause like a lot of doubt in atheists' hearts.
No, I don't think so.
Like these white level atheists, maybe, but yeah, I mean.
Sorry, it was Tunisia. And one second. It was called Man of Ashes from 1986. That was quite good.
Oh wow, okay. Man, do you know about that Venus? This movie? I'm gonna search that up.
But you know, Venus, there was this great Moroccan film that I think I must have told you about years ago. I'll have to find the title. Hold on.
I just looked at the Man of Ashes. I'm gonna watch that later. Venus, did you watch that before? Man of Ashes?
No, I haven't watched that one yet.
Venus, you've watched a lot of Egyptian movies, right?
Yeah, I think so. They used to be on rerun when I was like a kid.
Venus, are you gonna do like live streams with your face?
Maybe, I don't know. Like, is there like
French movie takes place in Morocco. I think the director is actually like Catalonian, maybe, but it's called Sirat, and it's all shot in Morocco and set there. That was
wait,
very good.
who do you say produced it?
I think it's it may be like a French film by a Catalonian director. And it's all set in Morocco. And it stars this famous, I guess he's a Catalonian actor.
Have you ever watched that?
That's not the
movie?
one. That's not the one I was thinking of. Let me see if I can find the other one. What were you saying? Sorry.
Have you watched the Moroccan one, Much Loved?
I don't recall that.
Did you watch a lot of Egyptian movies, Adam?
Of course, yeah. Did you watch Venus black and white Egyptian movies?
Black and white, probably some of them.
Bunch of those. I've seen Cairo Station several times. Do you know that movie? Cairo. Actually, Yusuf Shaheen stars in that one.
Cairo Station?
Station. Yeah, I don't know the Arabic name, but it's a very famous movie in black and white.
Is that a Jewish film that comes to Islam called? That guy, I think, that guy played mostly black and white, didn't he?
Not sure who you're talking about, but maybe Adam knows.
Oh, you do.
Venus?
What was his name? Omar Sharif.
Omar Sharif. Yeah. He has wait, Jack, you know Omar Sharif, of course, right?
He was Jewish, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was Jewish? I thought that he was Christian.
No, he was Christian. He was Christian. Yeah. Then he married the Fatim. Yeah. I think he was Christian. Then he converted to Islam. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. But so I think his son is Jewish, isn't he? Oh yeah, sorry, Jack. His grandson is Jewish.
I think the film I was thinking of is called 1,000 Months. It's a Moroccan film. That was an incredibly beautiful film. One of the best Arabic films I've ever seen. Another really great one is Chronicle of the Year of Embers. That's an Algerian one. Oh, and you know what's an incredibly beautiful Egyptian film? Night of Counting Stars. Night of Counting Stars.
Okay, let me see the Arabic of it. Let's see.
But there's several Shaheen films that are really great. Like, there's one that I really love. Wait, let me look up the title.
I think The Terrorist is famous. That one was pretty good.
90s, right? That by Adil Imam. Are you talking about the Adil Imam one?
Yeah, that one is pretty good.
The Earth. Let me see if I can pronounce that.
You watched The Terrorist, Jack?
No, I don't know that one. It's called, I guess, Al-Ad. Al-Ad? I don't know how you say the Earth in
Earth,
yeah. That's an amazing film. Larp. Yeah, that's an amazing film. That's probably my favorite Shaheen film.
Yeah,
I'd say that and Night of Counting Stars are the two most beautiful Egyptian films I've seen.
It's like 60s, 60s,
68,
70s. Yeah.
68, yeah.
beautiful. Like in the in that era.
Film so beautiful.
The Cairo station is obviously, you mentioned that one.
Yeah, that's good. And he made a musical about Ibn Rushd. It's Shaheen. He made this film, this beautiful. Well, it's a very nice film, very enjoyable film about Ibn Rushd, and it's a musical.
Oh, nice.
What is it called? Let me look. Called Destiny. Destiny. That was very enjoyable.
That one
I haven't seen these in a long time though.
That one has what's that actor? That one has Noor Sharif in it, doesn't it?
Omar Sharif.
No, Noor Sharif. The actor Noor Sharif.
Oh, I don't know.
You're talking about Destiny, right?
Destiny.
Yusuf Shaheen, right? You're talking about the Yusuf Shaheen one, right?
Yeah, from '97, I think.
Yeah, Noor Sharif is the lead actor in that movie.
Oh, okay. I'm not sure I remember who that is. But I don't really know the movie stars. I just know Omar Sharif and that actress that's in Cairo Station. I think those are the only Arab movie stars. Well, there's one Palestinian guy, Mohammed Bakri, I think is a famous actor. But I hardly know any of the Arab movie stars, unfortunately.
Yeah, the movies you listed are amazing, and the actors that are there have produced so many other beautiful.
Sure.
Have acted in other beautiful movies. Yeah.
How do you pick up a movie from the Middle East? How do you find out? Oh, this is one to watch.
Oh, it's I rely on reviewers, programmers, things like that. Critics mostly. But sometimes they win prizes at festivals, so that's a good sign.
That's cool that Jack actually watched these movies. Yeah, that's awesome.
Jack watched 4 movies a day.
Not these days, though. And today I have the day off because I woke up too early, so I'm not going to try to sit through anything because I think I might fall asleep. But tomorrow I'll be back on track.
Do you know what you're gonna watch tomorrow?
I feel like I have something scheduled. Let me look.
Who is here, Venus?
Yeah, that's Charles.
Charles?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Nice to hear your voice. Are you SSPX now? Looking at your profile right now.
I was always confirmed in one.
Oh, okay.
What's a cool one from there that denied the Holocaust?
They're talking about like a movie in the Middle East.
No, that was like one from the SSPX. Like I think one of the bishops.
Oh,
There
you
was
talked about. Okay, sorry.
like
Wait,
there
does
was
the SSPX Rumi deny the Holocaust?
no one of them, just like one of them.
I know who you're referring to. I just forgot his name.
You'd convert to Roman Catholicism if you started believing Christianity, right?
Whatever denomination has like the hottest girls, maybe we could figure
Yeah.
that out.
I think that would be like
all the Latinas are. Well, I guess now there's a lot of Protestant inroads in Latin America, but traditionally,
Yeah, have you heard
right?
about that? I'm in Africa.
Yeah.
Definitely like Venus, the Eastern Orthodox. I mean, weren't
Oh yeah,
didn't you have
in
like a
St.
girlfriend from the
Petersburg.
Russian Orthodox Church, Venus? Or?
When I was in St. Petersburg, those girls, oh my God, unbelievable.
They are, yeah. The Russian Church and the Eastern Orthodox, yeah, they're.
It's kind of crazy how Protestantism just grew in Latin America.
Right.
Yeah, like the Pentecostal movement.
Like, are they like that? Like, do they probably got very well funded, right?
I think so.
Fastest growing religion, right? I think it surpasses even Islam, right? The Pentecostalist movement.
Yeah, I think so. I think Mormonism might be faster though. In Brazil,
Mormon. Yeah. What's up?
I said in Brazil, Pentecostalism is going to overtake Catholicism in 2030.
Oh, that's crazy, bro. Yeah.
But it's not like the evangelical kind of. Well, I mean, they are, I guess, evangelical, but it's like these like speaking in tongues kind of Protestant.
Which I think like Protestants in general view them as heretics, right? In a way, the speaking of tongues thing.
Isn't that? Yeah, I think that's like kind of like anti. I don't. I guess the Catholic Church doesn't look too fond of that.
Yeah, that's correct. Bruce is a Catholic. Is Catholic. I didn't. I recently knew that. I thought he was
didn't know that?
Protestant all along. Yeah, I thought he was
No, he's
Protestant. I
Catholic.
didn't know he was. Oh, okay, yeah.
Him and like Catholic, yeah.
You don't think like these people are larping Venus like Coons or Bruce as Christians or?
No, I don't think so.
From your paradigm, it's very weird that someone as smart as Bruce to be like a Christian philosopher, right?
Well, it's one thing to be like a believer. It's another thing to argue for it the way he does.
very weird because I told Detroit, why don't you have him on your channel, Bruce? Right? And he said like he emailed Bruce and Bruce responded and he said I'll only come on your channel to give like a lecture, but I'm not gonna have like a back and forth with. Yeah.
It's pretty fun.
I don't know. Yeah.
Yes, he said I'm only gonna come on to give you like a lecture.
Like if you want, I can give a talk on your channel, but I'm not gonna like have a back and forth discussion with you. Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
Debate. That's the thing. Like I don't think he likes having these back and forths. Yeah.
Maybe on paper or something, but maybe not in person.
Yeah, I meant in person, right? Yeah, he does these writing debates, but written debates, but he doesn't like these live debates, face to face, like I think. Yeah. Given Malpass requested to have a discussion with him, right? And I know many other people kept saying they requested to have a discussion with him, like or a debate, and he rejected it. Yeah, he said he doesn't do these things.
I think Capturing Christianity had him on, but it was just for like just like a lecture.
He didn't even allow Cameron to like have a back and forth with him. Only time you'll see him do that is like with Schmidt. Like he did that with Schmidt, like in the panel that they had with Rasmussen. Remember, they had like a discussion later on after each one gave their lecture, right? On the Grim Reaper paradox. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one.
Hey, what's up?
I didn't see Monkey Boy was on. Oh, Charles is here. Oh, Rumi is here as well. He's been doing like all this. He's been making all these new arguments against Islam. The continuity argument, the Messiah dilemma.
Any good, right? I think you don't think the Sonic Dilemma.
I don't like the kind of arguments that depend on you interpreting. Well, it just seems like with interpretation you can get away with like anything. But I haven't fully understood the Messiah dilemma yet. Isn't it? I think it's supposed to be something like Messiahship in Islam doesn't make sense or something.
It's meant to show that the Quran says that. So basically, the Quran says that the Jews at the time of Jesus have to be justified to believe that Jesus is the Messiah. But if that isn't the case, right? So so then you go to the first century. You'd be like, can we be justified to believe Jesus is the Messiah? If the answer is yes, then we're from. Well, if it's the previous scriptures, if they're reliable, then it would contradict Islam because the theology of the Old Testament would contradict. But if it's not reliable, then there's no way that the Jews can be justified to believe he's the Messiah. And then we can show that we have the manuscripts of Jesus prior to the first century that says the same thing we have today. So if they say it's reliable and they can justify, then you have like that issue. That's the gist of the argument.
I got hear that being debated. So what was the two horns? It was like
So
that.
the first horn is that you say that the scripture. So the first one is you say the scripture is reliable, and then we look at the scripture and it contradicts Islam. And the second one is you say the scriptures is unreliable, then the Jews won't be justified in believing Jesus is the Messiah. But the Quran says they are justified, so that's the second horn.
Oh, I see.
Because like if they appeal to miracles, then the Jews would just say, well, in Deuteronomy 13, false prophets can do miracles, so that won't justify them. And then if it's just like some prophecies that's not going to yield enough like motivation to believe he's the Messiah, so it needs to be like a significant amount. But prefer the one that I run. So do you know your objection? Don't think that's gonna work, right? Like what I gave you in DMs.
Yeah, that's for the was that for the continuity one?
Yeah.